Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Darkest Hour. Tonight is episode 48. And we have a full house tonight. We have Oggieson, Ryan6DaysAWeek, and WilsonsGame. Very exciting. These guys are OGs on the podcast, OGs in the dad community, and they're just great dudes. Let's go say hi to the boys. What up, boys?
Nightmare, man.
What's up, dudes?
I think Augie's joining in here.
What's that?
I'm back, I think. Discord crashed. I'm here, I think.
Excellent.
We hear you.
Gentlemen, happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. It is good to have you all here. I wasn't really planning on doing like a roundtable discussion thing. I was actually going to have each of you come on in the next couple months individually, but then I wasn't around last week, so I was like, you know what? Let's just add Oggie and Wilson together. And then this interview came out with One Peg, and Ryan6DaysAWeek made a video that was really great recapping. I was like, let's just bring on one more guy. Let's just have a round table. Fuck it, why not? So thanks for joining. Donnie.
What's up, guys?
Donnie, how are you?
Oh, I'm good. Sorry, the way you said that, I was like, oh, I feel like I was in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, how are you? You're in trouble. You're a bad boy.
Nah, I'm good, dude. I'm like exhausted. I haven't been working since December, and like, you know, nobody's fucking hiring over Christmas.
Right.
And now I've had like 30 different recruiters hit me up, so it's been a week and a half, that's for certain.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah. Good tired, but tired.
Excellent. Mr. Griffia, how are you?
Doing all right. Playing some Enshrouded and Dungeonborn, dude.
Yeah, I saw the Enshrouded gameplay a little bit. How was it? You digging it?
Yeah, I don't mind it.
It's PvE only,
$30,
right?
Not bad. Yeah. It's basically Valheim.
I didn't realize it was $30, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, $30 isn't a bad price, I guess, but PvE only.
You can buy
is
it
like,
already?
Yeah, I feel like I've been saying this since Power World came out. If it's $30 and it's decent, I'll probably buy it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not
$30
so bad.
for a game, like I can't go too wrong.
That's fair.
I feel that. Ryan, how are you, sir? Gumby himself. What's going on?
Gumby, Big Blue. Yeah, it's been well. Just been still playing Dark and Darker. Haven't really played the other new games. I've been reading up on them for sure. Been doing a little digging around Pal World for sure, and I guess Dungeonborn's the newest big news. But I don't know. I'll save my thoughts later for that discussion. I have very mixed feelings.
Yeah, newest big news is an interesting way to put it. But yeah, we definitely have plenty to talk about with that shit. WilsonsGame, sir. What's going on?
It's going good. Just playing lots of Dark and Darker still, as much as I can. But there are definitely a lot of things enticing me away from it lately. Like Enshrouded, Pal World. Kind of get that itch, which usually, I guess for the past year, I haven't had. So it is an interesting time. Like, I'm so excited for the content coming because it's needed, right? So,
Yeah.
No, I mean, I feel like so many people are reaching that burnt out phase because in a way, it's been a gaming drought, but there has been some bangers that came out like Baldur's Gate 3 and shit like that, right? So, I mean, it's not like there's like a crazy drought in the gaming sphere. Like, there is shit coming out, but I think it's safe to say for most of us in this call, Dark and Darker is like taking up our gaming time for the most part for the last like 12 to 15 months, like straight up. So when the burnout phase starts to approach, as it is right now for a lot of folks, it is interesting that people are starting to like peek their head out the door and look at other games and like have their attention drawn to new shit. Like there's other stuff that exists out there. Like that's pretty funny. The Grandmaster Longswordsman himself, Oggieson, how are you, sir?
Things are good, man. Things are always good, though. So,
No cam
can't complain
tonight?
about anything. What's that?
No cam tonight?
Yeah, I'll try and click it.
You don't have to. You don't
It
have
was
to.
working earlier.
You don't have to. There,
Oh, there
he
we
is.
go.
There he
Look
is.
Look at that dude.
Son of a
Look at that
bitch. Look at
smile.
took like no
there
convincing
you
at
go.
all.
There you go. Very nice. Beautiful. Well, like I said earlier, it's great to have you guys on. You guys are classic guests at this point. Always a good time. And you guys all make great content across the board. And I would say, if you look at the previous guests that we've had on, if you look at the last 15 months or so, a lot of content creators and people have come and gone from the game. There's like some big legacy Twitch streamers that don't really play it that much anymore. Some YouTubers that kind of fell off. But I'd say that you three are special guests tonight. Like, you guys are still going hard. You guys are still carrying the banner. It's pretty great. Like, how's the content creation journey going for each of you? I would like to hear it. Let's start with Augie and then go around.
Oh man, it's always good. Been running out of tutorial stuff to make. Had to ask the community because we got a little. I guess it's mostly Longsword Bros now because my two buddies haven't been playing Riddio Nightshine. But
Yeah, what happened? Why aren't they
And
playing?
they're just Riddio's chilling.
It's that burnt
He's
out
busy
shit I
in
was
life.
talking about, right?
He's early 20s, got a lot to figure out type deal.
Okay, I hear you.
And Shine's been playing Tarkov and his grand strategy games. You know how it is. Other games in the world, right?
Exactly.
So-
Yeah.
But things are good. Content's fun. That's all that matters. I
God,
finally got to make a montage today. I haven't done one in a while, so it's nice to post something like that.
I know. I watched
There
it.
you go.
But it's
I like
long
when you throw
swords,
out those
whatever.
videos.
It's fun.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
you were getting a little frustrated for a while. I mean, I was watching all the content. There was obviously desync issues and just some bullshit with the game and stagnation. But I don't know. You've put out a couple of videos recently, and you seem to be going strong with the longsword. So good on you,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah, it's more than adequate. It'll be great when they dial in their server and performance stuff. It is.
Is
what
this
it
still
is.
super laggy?
For me, I mean, it's noticeable with longsword because of the riposte. It's anything when you're shield blocking too, you can see it.
Right.
Phantom heals, phantom arrows. It's desync on attacks and spell casting for a lot of people. I
Mm.
get a lot of clips randomly shared with me because I'm the guy that's been complaining in the community lately about it. You know what I mean? So,
Mm.
but overall, it is what it is. And in
Mm.
6 months, the game's gonna be fucking amazing. The game's already still amazing. You know what I mean? So
Man.
just roll with the punches for now.
Right. Mr. Wilson's game. You've been putting in the stream hours, which is great to see. You have continued forth. I feel like a few days a week now. Not really missing any weeks.
Honestly, probably more than I should be doing.
What does
It's
that
just,
mean? What do you mean?
It's real life is busy.
Bullshit.
So
Mm.
that's why like YouTube was always like a safety net, whereas like I could make content for YouTube and you could kind of sink time into it throughout the day or whatever. But with YouTube, I felt like we're kind of getting to that path where I've explored so many things and experimented so much with my YouTube. It's like I just kind of need to sit and chill for a bit, as much as I enjoy it, and truthfully, I just like interacting with Twitch. So it
Right.
felt like a good time. Once all the big boys kind of vanish, it's a good time to interact with the small community that's kind of hanging around. So live streaming is probably the best way to do that, rather than YouTube comments. You know.
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah,
I've enjoyed it. So
absolutely.
it's been a lot of fun. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, but I think it's much nicer streaming inside where it's warm rather than out in my trailer. And I know some of you guys stopped in for the trailer streams when I had a trailer parked on my lawn
Yeah.
in November.
Oh, you're not in the
Um,
trailer anymore?
Not in the trailer.
Yep.
We're moved in. I'm in like the child's room, so there's like diapers and shit around me. But
Nice.
we're trying. We're trying to make it possible. But
Nice.
At
you
least
know,
it's not
there-
frozen in there.
yeah, it was like I'm trying to convert it in my head to like Fahrenheit for you guys, but most times I was going out there it was like -5 Celsius, and then like so that'd be by
That's
the
pretty
time I was
cold.
going live,
Like 20
it was
degrees.
40 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'd be like gaming in the dark, and it was just crazy. Yeah, it's a bit of a lunatic.
Dark
Bit of
and
a
Darker's
lunatic,
not that
little-
good.
A little too addicted to the game. A little too addicted. Yeah,
He's doing that
it's kind of a
immersion,
meme.
dude.
It's kind of a meme, but it's hilarious. Try to convince people that don't know you do this, like why you're buying a trailer and parking it on your lawn. We'll talk about it some other time, but my journey has been quite interesting the past couple months. Let's put it that way.
I respect it. I respect it. I mean, whenever a game excuse me, has a healthy audience and it's played by big popular streamers like Soda and Sequisha and guys like that, Anthony. When a game is popular, has those popular streamers attached to it, and then those popular folks go away, and the game still remains pretty popular and still pretty fun. When it has like homegrown creators at the top like Jay, and then a bunch of smaller folks that have really built themselves their channels on that particular game, Dark and Darker, that is the best time to stream, is when the whales have kind of gone off to the new flavors of the month, and you have access to this indie game that still has that healthy community, and you're one of the folks that is keeping the heartbeat going, it's like the best time. So Ryan, Augie, Wilson, I mean, now's the time to grow your channels. So keep on fucking trucking, you know, and especially because you're retaining viewers and getting a follower base growing before the Steam re-release, and that's going to be a new floodgate, right? So it's pretty cool, pretty key.
Yeah, especially because like it's not even that saturated, and I feel like it's a bunch of new people. Well, most of them, anyways. You know.
Yeah, there's definitely some like new folks, new kids on the block that stream Dark and Darker. I'm interested in maybe having some of those folks on, if you know, Jay and Donnie are obviously. But it would be cool.
We could have a homeless guy who smokes crack on, and I would have a good time. Just want that to be known.
You'd find a way.
I would.
That sounds like
we
fun.
could probably
ask
find
the
someone.
fun question.
I don't know if they'd ever. I mean, are they going to be Dark and Darker players, or are they just crack players?
You know, we'd give them like 20 minutes on the PC, see what happens.
Give them a run. Yeah, let them do one run. One run on crack, and I'm sure they'll do really great. Just let them play Rogue. Yeah, that'll be nice.
Yeah, just W key, you know. See, fucking
a barb player on crack, first time barb player.
If he pulls like 2K AP his first game, we got like a prodigy on our hands. Just clean him up a little bit.
True.
Kind of like, you know, drip feed him the crack.
I'll have to buy him a trailer.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
I like this. And of course, Mr. Ryan 6 days a week. Have you been? What's going on? How's the YouTube channel and stream going? What's new with you?
Oh man, nothing new. YouTube, I'm falling behind on the YouTube stuff. I got like a whole list of content. One of my most requested stuff is like boss guides. I've been playing a lot of solo. My whole crew's kind of gone. They moved on. I think most are still playing WoW, so if anything, they moved backwards. But yeah, still got a lot of content to produce in terms of guides, which is like one of the major forks of the channel. Other ones, data mining, of course, which that comes with updates, and then other ones like kind of like news and dev talk, which has been interesting lately. I'm sure we'll get into it tonight, but a lot of new things, a lot of new developments popping up, especially with this week and what I think will be next week and towards the end of the month. More big updates, but yeah, it's been fun. It's been really cool growing the channel. I'm, as you could probably tell from my blue dude, I normally do not maintain a big public appearance. I don't try to show face anywhere. I keep things low profile, so this is definitely like out of my comfort zone a bit, but it's been fun. It's been probably one of the better communities to kind of, I guess, grow into.
Don't believe him. He consistently invades my chat.
Yeah, I got my first streamer drama. It's me and Wilson. We got some beef.
Nice.
Are you anti-Canadian or what's up?
Anti-Wilson.
Clips out of context and then harasses me for it. So it's just the worst type of behavior, honestly.
I love it.
You guys
keep going.
The bar is so it's crazy.
You guys are gonna have to duke it out in the Goblin Caves.
It's good for the numbers, you know. Get the content going, the drama.
Oh, yeah.
It does help. That drama.
And then
shit.
if you guys keep going, then I'm gonna make a YouTube video. I'll be like, Drama Cast 2024. These two Dark and Darker. Yeah, a good time.
You know, it's funny, Ryan. This guy said every time Ryan talks, it feels like I'm watching a video. How do you keep it so like consistent, dude? You know?
Dude, I get that so much, and I hate my voice. Does not sound like
as a YouTuber.
I guess so. Yeah, it's actually all AI. I'm just like a Chat GPT rapper.
Chat GPT rapper.
I'm getting a little real here.
You actually do have a very consistent voice. Like you always sound the same, but like in a good way. Like you always sound like positive and like uplifting, but like soothing and calm all at the same time.
Yeah, never rattled.
Yeah, like what are you like angry?
You're also like monotone, but like you definitely stay within the range, you know?
When you get mad, does the Gumby image does like a little eyebrow furl?
Yeah, just like turn slightly more red.
Yeah.
Like a mid purple.
But you never get angry, so why even add that to the animation? You know?
Oh, that's a secret. I'm always angry. I've never been calm.
All right. Okay, boys. So we just had a dev interview go down last night with Mr. One Peg. It was a great stream. I was streaming D&D last night, Dungeons and Dragons, so I missed the live stream, but I did watch the recap and the VOD, and it was a great conversation. One Peg did a great job. Terrence and SDF were great. It sounded like they got a fucking microphone and a cable that works. which makes
That's
me a little
fantastic.
jealous.
Can we
What?
actually take a moment and talk about how great One Peg is? Because so he does an hour interview with the devs, so like an hour and 20 minutes. You're like, all right, cool, like new information. You're like, it's an hour and 20 minutes. Like I got to really devote a lot of time. Then he makes his own 20-minute recap video where he's like, I don't watch that thing. I'll break it down for you, give you all the juice.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, what a goat, dude. What a cool
Double
guy.
dip
He
on
is the
those
goat.
views. Why not,
Yeah,
dude? It's
double
smart.
Yeah.
Fucking
It was like
smart.
scheduled in the day too, right? Like it wasn't like a planned interview. It was like, hey,
Just
One
like,
Peg
yeah, let's do
tonight.
it.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
That's
Yeah, I think
awesome.
so.
That's
Dude's
cool.
great.
No, he does a good job with those videos and those streams. I lost my train of thought, but anyway, yeah,
Sorry.
we had that.
Good.
No, it's okay. We had that dev interview, which was awesome. A lot of good information. There's not a lot of new shit. There is some new stuff that we'll definitely cover. That's exciting and funny and cool. But really, it was just a big update on Druid and Warlock and the ice caves and like what the fuck's happening with the game and features. So we will go over that in a little bit. Ryan made a great video that recapped the stream, so maybe we'll lean on Ryan to go down the list of all the new stuff, and we'll have him lead the charge as lead host. Doesn't that sound exciting to me? Yes, it does. And then,
Very exciting.
and then, what else? We got Dungeonborn, obviously, which used to be Dread: The Unholy Descent. Is that the old name?
Crawl.
Crawl.
Project Crawl.
Sorry, there's so
Yeah.
many fucking clones.
Bro.
Can't keep track of them. Yeah, so it's rebranded Crawl, and then there was a patch. We should talk about that first, like a hot fix a few days ago, I think, where they added a couple of things to the game, including Heater Shield for the Warlock, and they rescinded some of that magical healing nerf that they had input into the plate lock
Which didn't
plate
do
perk.
shit.
It helps a tiny little bit. If you take the plate lock perk, demon armor, whatever the fuck it's called, and you take the vampirism perk, it's actually not that bad. Like you can use potions and get heals from a cleric, and you definitely feel the difference. Sure,
Never tried it.
it's not that bad. Honestly, I honestly think it's better than fighter, which sounds crazy, but if you have a falchion and a shield and full armor, and you're rocking Eldritch Shield and Bolt of Darkness and like Bloodstained Blade and like, I don't know, fucking Hydra and Life Drain, you're pretty fucking powerful. Like you can fuck people up. You pop that Eldritch Shield on, Bloodstained Blade, and you have Blow of Corruption on, you are hitting like a goddamn truck, and wizards are barely hurting you because of Eldritch Shield, so you can like close the gap and kill them. And then obviously you have good PDR, so you can take on a barber fighter if you're landing your blocks, or you can just be a longsword Chad like Oggie and just parry riposte the problem folk like fighters and barbs, and it's not so bad. It's pretty great.
I'll be
Yeah.
honest with that patch entirely. I didn't really pay attention to any of the major changes. I didn't feel like it changed that much in the game. It felt like it was the same. I think we got 10 spell cleric back and a few other things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
But personally,
And Warlock.
it kind of just went by and happened. Then I just kept playing, and it was one of the first times I've looked at the patch and gone like, oh, I'll just keep doing my thing. Like didn't really change much for me, I guess. But I
Yeah,
think
there
that
wasn't
was
a whole
like,
lot to it.
it was just kind of, it was stated, this is very small, like, so.
I mean, Augie, you're not a fighter, you're a longsword player. Have you tried out Warlock with longsword? Tried any of the new changes, plate lock, anything like that to see how it goes?
Not yet. It's in the plan. It's just I'm doing a solo self-found longsword climb right now in the background, and leading up to this point, it was gotta do the quests on this one character, gotta climb the ranks on this one character, gotta play with the boys and the trio on this one character because it's crucial that Aggie's on fighter because we play other things and he's got to be there. You know what I mean? So up to this point, I haven't had much time. I haven't played Warlock since before the November update. So it's been a minute.
Jesus.
Dude, Warlock feels good right now. It's straight up fucking fun. Like I really enjoy it. Yeah, it's my favorite class.
I was excited with the ball buff, the ball falchion buff, because of the move speed buff on the ball. Because I like to play around spacing in melee combat, and I think it has a lot of value. running blow
Yeah.
of corruption and then chipping damage. And if people come too close, you pop blow of corruption to bait them, push them off, and space, and then just beat people by outspacing and manipulating them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's still
only
minus
issue-
40 move speed, right, with the ball and the falchion, which is still, I mean that's like the old longsword move speed penalty, which kind of feels bad.
Does feel bad. I'm used to it.
Only,
Does feel
I'm just gonna jump in here. The only issue with anything fun right now is you have to fight a barbarian at some point.
Yep.
So I don't know if any
Yeah.
of you watched the tournament with like Soapy and stuff. Everyone was just dying on the last couple of runs to barbarians, like relentless hordes of them.
I'm telling you, longsword, that's how you kill
Well,
barbarian, man. I'm telling you.
It's close. It's yeah. So there's like fun things I want to do, and then I'm like, I'm just not gonna be able to beat Achilles Strike Barbarian. So it's tough.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes down to barbarians, the only way, beyond like getting lucky with spacing and surviving with like 10 health, the way that I cleanly get the kill and come out on top, undeniably, is with longsword on either warlock or fighter. Obviously, I mean, fighter can be a little bit better because of the perks, but I mean, if you're lucky with lag and bullshit like that, and you know how to do it, you destroy motherfuckers, fighters too, and bards. I don't know. So that's, I mean, it's working for me.
Yeah, I ain't doing all that.
Just play rogue, dude.
Dude,
Still
parry
play.
riposte is still one of the most satisfying things you can do in the game. Like, still, nothing. It hasn't changed
100%.
that much, but it's still so good.
I'll hit one on
So-
a skeleton. That's all I need. I know I can't land that shit in PvP.
Nah, you could do
So you
it.
know how I've been grinding AP points on rogue?
Yeah.
Doing that is basically the fucking PvE simulator. That has been my
Oh,
Dark
yeah.
and Darker my Dark and Darker experience the last 3 weeks. Is anytime I hear a footstep that I don't like, I just slap my E key as hard as I fucking can and just sit down. I'm just like this guy's gonna fucking take my AP away, like, you know. So,
Yep.
yeah,
Hmm.
no
I'm telling
PvP
you,
on
dude,
the AP
rogue
grind.
is it's just so free. You can just run away, hide in the shadows.
Yeah.
Throw on a
Sometimes
TV show, you know. Kill a few berserkers, dude. Call it a day, baby.
How's double
Have you
jump
guys-
feeling right now on Rogue?
I actually don't use double jump. I use like all the rat perks to like get as much loot, and I use like lockpick, ambush in case somebody fucking gets on top of me, the step one, and then the 40-second stealth one.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Now, granted, I'm probably not optimizing, but it works for me.
As long as you're living, dude. It's optimal
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah,
Most
exactly.
optimal thing. You just got a team.
Speaking of living, all right. There was a very nice boy. I forget his fucking name. I was thinking about this, but he came into my chat because I was talking about doing the rogue runs and stuff like that. He came in from the podcast. This dude geared me the fuck out. I'm talking full perps, like rings, amulet. I'm Gucci'd up in this fucking dungeon, right? And the whole time he's handing me all this stuff. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna die. Like I'm gonna die. Like, I don't know why you're giving me all this stuff. I'm gonna die. First raid, I don't even make it to fucking hell. Just some nonsense happens. I get cornered by like a cleric and like a skeleton. I'm like, oh hey, what's up, bro? And then I just get fucking Mikos Vista or whatever the fuck, and I just die. I'm like,
Oh no.
fucking dude gave me so much stuff, and I felt so bad. But yeah, I've been getting dog walked a little bit doing it, but
Did you ask for
it's
more?
been fun. No, I didn't. I felt okay. See, I felt horrible. I was like, see, dude, what I fucking tell you, you don't give a mouse a cookie, like, you know, you don't fuck around with that. But the man immediately traded me like 4 more rapiers. It was just like, go fucking
I
just
bet
try
he
your best,
did.
bucko.
Did
Yeah.
it feel good?
There's some rich people in this game.
You don't say. Did it feel
not
good
life,
at getting
dude.
those handouts? Did it feel good? Because I think it feels good. I have no shame either.
It felt good, but you know, a little grimy, a little dirty. You know,
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna say no. You know, it's like if a 50-year-old woman wanted to be my sugar mama. You know, I wouldn't feel great about it, but I'd take the money. You know, depending on how my situation. You know,
I respect
I'm getting
that.
some weird reactions here. You guys clearly don't. Yeah, never mind.
No, I mean, I
You
was
have to
thinking
process
about
it a
it.
little.
Yeah, depending on where you're at in life, like, hey, you know what? Little silver fox ass for a little bit of cash. Why not? You got to pay the rent.
God.
Yeah. Anyway,
Might not say no, but we'll feel good
It's a
about
lot
it.
of R&B, man. That's
Yeah.
all I'm thinking about.
I feel like it's fine. I think it's fine.
Fulgore right
Yeah.
there. Think about it like that.
Oh, dude, it's the one peg. The goat is in our chat, dude. One peg.
There he is.
How do you have a podcast and then you make your own podcast recap? That's like 40 chests, dude. That's so smart. You're like everyone is gonna steal my
40
views. Like Ryan's gonna make a video and like steal all the information, the views off of my podcast. I'm gonna make my own podcast recap to fuck all those guys. So smart.
That shit is mine.
I-
Then why'd you
Dude,
make a
one thing
recap
has-
of ours?
Yeah.
No, it's I actually you know what's hilarious is people made recaps of our dev interview and I just watched all the recaps instead.
Well,
it
there
was,
some
it
shit
was
I
just
forgot
easier.
about, like,
So I actually
watching it.
I appreciated everyone's recaps. I thought it was great. Ryan made one Peg made one. There was a couple of others. I mean, Wilson talked about it on his stream, which I even watched that stream. There was a lot of good content out of our interview, so keep it coming.
100%.
Keep it coming if you ask me.
Speaking of one pay, I was awkward yesterday. I was streaming myself watching his stream, and then he rated me. I was like, it's like, oh fuck! Hey, one peg.
we
Long
gotta
time
get
no see.
one peg on for the next roundtable discussion. Maybe in the next few weeks here. Maybe yeah, we'll have one peg on the next roundtable actually, if he's down. That'll be a fun one. That'll be
There
good.
you go.
Heck yeah.
Excellent.
But
Then he's gonna
I'm starting to
recap that.
have. He's gonna recap his own roundtable. So I'm starting to have the same complaint I get with Tarkov. Like towards the end of the wipe, is everybody who still plays this fucking game is so good. Like I feel like it's rare now for me to run into a noob, like somebody who's just kind of NPCing
Oh
around.
yeah, skill floor. It's like
Yeah.
at its max height right now.
You may
Dude.
think that, but you gotta do some pickpocketing, bro. You'll find them real quick. Bunch of Timmys. dude.
I had a guy who
Oh.
tried to pickpocket parry my ass on ruins the other day when I was doing rogue runs. I was like, what the fuck? Like I hear you. Like
Man, sometimes I just feel bad because like I'll be pickpocketing and then like half my games I'll look up and there's like 4 naked rogues up on the chandelier in the pregame lobby. I'm like, damn. If this is my lobbies, imagine the other ones.
That's
Oh,
hilarious.
damn.
oh yeah.
Do you guys, I mean, what do you guys think about norms versus HR now? Like a couple weeks ago, or during Dark and Darker Jeopardy, rather, I mentioned to the crew that I was enjoying norms far more than I was HR. And that, it's the best way to show, your skill expression because everyone kind of has equal levels of gear and whatnot. PvE is a little easier, so you can get around to the PvP bouts a little quicker. Overall, I just think it's more fun. What do you guys, our guests, really? What do you guys think about norms versus HR? Are you guys enjoying one mode more than the other? Any thoughts on it? Let's start with Wilson.
Yeah, I was gonna mention this too with like what Augie was saying with solo self-found and not having gear. Like I don't have a lot of gear. I mean, Donnie's talking about people that have crazy amounts of gear. I don't really ever feel like I do.
Hmm.
But that's mainly because I do a lot of solo self-found and like grinding that way. So normals is basically just a more bloodbath version of that. You're just
Right.
fighting everything that moves constantly. It feels like. Yeah. So like I went from like a whole bunch of solo self-found grinding just for fun because HR is just everyone riding around to fighting everything that moves in normals, and it's hilarious. So it's great. And the gear being like the +2 stats now like makes it so you feel you can actually build towards something enough for it to make a difference. So you're not just like adding 1 agility across all your items, you're adding 2 now potentially. So you actually feel like you might be able to make some changes. But it's interesting. They mentioned green gear was in a weird spot because I completely
Yeah.
agree with that whole thing in the interview because it's
Yeah.
like you find green gear in normals and it's like just toss it in the trash. Just who cares, because you're going to find like 10 times better gear in the first chest you open in HR. So it is really strange where green sits, but normals are super fun. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, for me, whenever I play norms, which is typically what I just have more fun playing in general, I'll equip greens as soon as I get them, you know, out of a chest or off of a corpse of a zombie or something like that. But the second I'm out of the raid, I sell all that shit immediately. And I will keep the white gear that I came in with in my inventory, knowing that I'm going to sell the upgrades that I found in the dungeon, because I'll need to put the white gear back on. And then as I find more treasure and shit worth taking out, I start discarding the white gear in my inventory that I brought in. And then, you know, typically what will happen is I'll have a new set of completely changed gear that I found in raid and an inventory filled with treasure and shit and candy canes and whatnot. And I will have gotten rid of all the white gear that I brought in. So I'll sell everything and then just spend a fraction of the money I made on another set of white gear and go right back in. Which it kind of sucks. That's obviously the worst part about it, is that you're not building toward like a grand amazing set. Because if you want to find suitable upgrades for an HR set, you kind of have to go into HR to find like the easier blues and the purples and whatnot. So really you're just doing these miniature self-found like games.
Royales.
Yeah, exactly. That's essentially what it is. It's like a self-found base white gear to start BR every single time. So it's kind of weird.
Is, not sorry to cut you off, but like I just want to mention the greens. Once you take that step, rings and all the pendants and stuff become a problem. So it's like a weird transition once you go past whites, right? So.
No, you're right. Yeah, that's true. What about you, Augie? HRs, norms, what are you playing typically? How do you feel about both modes? All that shit.
So before I took my break around the holidays, I took a break during the holidays because I was burned out as fuck, right? We were playing trios nonstop. Trios was high roller only. I was playing solo in trios at the start because, I play longsword. Longsword is incredibly good at clearing PvE. You guys know that, right?
Yeah.
So you can do whatever the fuck you want with that, and you just rat the zone before everyone was, also ratting the zone for the evacs, right?
Mm-hmm.
But lately, like I said, I've been doing a solo self-found thing, and it doesn't take long to get a couple pieces that give you value. It does take long to find a goddamn weapon that's worthwhile instead of a 39 damage gray longsword.
Yeah.
Barbs don't survive that thing anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Is it just me, or are the dungeons just filled with boots and gloves and pants? That's all I ever fucking find is boots. I'm so tired of it. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
I don't think I've found a chest piece.
Why are there so many
rare.
fucking pairs of shoes? Get the fuck out of here. The Crips were a shoe store before they went decrepit.
Yeah,
my God.
Sure,
anyway, go ahead.
Norms is fun though, man. I love norms. I'll go 1 versus 3 solo and trios norms. You grab your gray longsword, you get an armor helmet, and some gray leather boots. You're in your best and you're sending it, and it's just you go murder hobo everyone you can, and it's a good time. And that's it. That's all normals is for. It's the only place I get. Well, that's not true. Before I was playing trios, when I'm playing solos, if I don't find 8 teaming motherfuckers that are just playing to go to Inferno and grind portals, I find a bunch of barbs that want to fight, and it's a good time in high solo. So the barb problem isn't a big problem to me because I get fun melee fights and I don't have to deal with infinitely cutting warlocks and rangers and nonsense. So, but high roller's a lot of fun. I think high roller's more fun than normals now that I'm playing in solos, because I do get those fun VoIP interactions because I'm in VoIP a lot. I don't shut the fuck up when I'm playing. So, and then you get some really fun fights occasionally, and then sometimes you get fucking stomped, and it's a good time. So, I like the balance right now. It'd be nice to see greens have value, like you guys said. Greens got no value. But if you do greens and normals, the pendants and rings options, it starts to be you can optimize green set very well to Timmy stomp. So, and there's still plenty of new players in. So
you can get like +10 damage just by having greens.
Guys, just wait until the re-release on Steam, which is probably coming in the next few months. I cannot imagine it going beyond a few months at max. Just imagine the flood of little Tim
What did they
Tims.
say? They said that they were going to be able to migrate from chaff to blacksmith.
They
That
are
sounds like
doing
some
that.
Steam prep.
Oh
They-
yeah.
Yes.
Single
Well, I mean,
launcher.
yeah, they're definitely trying to like get away from chaff games to get everyone on their launcher. They're trying to, funnel everyone into the same place. And then after that has been complete, like you're sort of alluding to, Jay, I do think that's when Steam will come around. So what's the guess here, gentlemen? I mean, like 2 months? Like I think they need to like iron out server issues, stability, performance.
I'm going like June or July.
June or July.
Wow.
That's insane, but
'Cause
next
they-
wipe.
No.
They said they want to do Operation Health, right? So
Yeah.
I would imagine they do that well before Steam release. No way they do it after.
My
It's like,
guess
hey,
is
we're
gotta
gonna
be
make our
before.
game
No,
run
it's gotta be
good.
before.
Do we want to do that before or after we demo it to hundreds of thousands, potentially millions of people?
Oh, I hear
Do we
you.
want it to
It's-
run like shit, or
it
we want
must
it to
be.
run good? I think
It
that's.
must be before.
And if that's not brought up, I don't know what they're doing. So there's like no way they don't bring that up, right?
Yeah, I hear you. My guess is end of April or like between end of April and end of May. Like in that window is my guess. But I guess we'll see. I don't know. Ryan, same question for you actually before we skip ahead too far. What are you playing typically? HRs, norms? How do you feel about the state of the game with those modes? What's more fun to you right now? Are you soloing, trioing, duoing?
Been playing a lot of solo, and this answer may surprise people because I feel like, at least in the community, I'm supposed to be the dude that kind of looks out for the new players, gets the guides going, but I do not like norms. I'm an HR solo only. And I know, like, norms, yes, it has like the gear limit when you enter, but here, I'll send a picture in chat. I found a blue arming sword, like on basically the start of the match not too long ago. And it just turns you into a god. Like you become an actual like Thor. I just ran around the map and you just like kill everyone.
Slapping everyone.
Yeah, and
It's
like,
amazing.
in HR, I think at this point,
Wow.
at least with how the loot has been rebalanced, it's fairly easy to close that power gap in like one module. You could, for the most part, I guess depending on your class, you could gear up fairly strongly. And
Mhm.
so in that sense, I think there is, at least to me, what seems like a little more balance. But then again, I don't know. It is kind of a knowledge check.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like with High Roller the way it's set up now, and then the people wanting to just AP grind and stuff like that, if you go solo, like it's not, you don't really get gear checked, even if you have like very minimal gear. I don't really feel like everyone in the lobby is running just a bunch of juice. It's just not how it is.
Yeah, but the person that is running juice is the Terminator. It
Yeah,
is
you avoid them.
if you can.
Fair, I've been playing
If
both,
they
so.
spot you and it's target acquired mode engaged, bye. You're fucking
Yeah,
dead.
so pot,
thousand.
double
Yeah.
jump.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're having a hard time running from players. Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so Attack of the Clones, boys. There is a clone that has rebranded itself. It's got a new name, a fancy new CGI trailer, a new gameplay trailer. They are trying to use the illusion of marketing to boost some sort of cash grab, in my opinion.
You're such a hater.
Fuck yeah, I'm a hater. I've talked about this many times, and I've been watching the gaming. I've been adjacent to the gaming industry for 12 years, and I've seen this time and time again, and it's fucking annoying. And it's just people that chase a good idea and try to. It's like a barnacle on the bottom of a boat. They're just trying to go for a ride and pull in any sort of money they can as quickly as they can until they are scraped off the boat or fall off the boat and sink. And that's what all the clones are. And it happened with the Warzy with Daisy. It's happened with tons of games since I've been in the industry, just over a decade. And here it is happening again. And people get tricked by the CGI trailers and the gameplay trailers and like a flashy, 2-minute video on YouTube, and people will spend the money and play it and then quickly realize that the clone does not have the soul of the original, and that the combat's probably floaty, or it's a generic asset animation pack that sucks, or a lot of the stuff that you really enjoy in the original game, Dark and Darker, isn't in this shiny new clone that's really exciting, and that it's maybe not the game that is going to usurp the throne that the original is sitting on. And this happens time and time again, and it's going to happen again with Dungeonborn. But I haven't even played it. I'm making a judgment without playing it, which some people are going to hate on, which I respect. I get that. But I'd like to hear from everyone else here about your thoughts on the clones, especially Dungeonborn. I'm sure Jay, you streamed it today. But I would like to hear your thoughts on it. Is it good for Dark and Darker? Is it good for the industry, clones in general? Is it going to make Dark and Darker a better game? Is Dungeonborn even fun? Does it have legs? Does it have a future? What do you guys think? Let's go around the entire digital room here. Donnie, I'm assuming you have not played it, right?
I have not played it, so let's start. Go ahead, Jay. Tell us what you think from playing it.
Okay.
I'll go last.
Okay.
Oh, I like that.
Tear it
I
apart.
like that. Oggy,
He's
go.
riling up.
Oh no.
All right. Well, I got a key for that QA testing, so I got to play like 4 rounds before coming down here. I went in, the defense button didn't work. I had to take it off right click before I could make it work. So we were trying to, because I got a longsword, so we had to figure out if you could parry with it. You can parry with it. A bunch of hitboxes are terrible. I didn't know a game could move slower than Dark and Darker. But
you move
Accurate.
slower.
but I feel like
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
moving with the S key or the forward with the S key. Your backwards movement
Yeah.
speed in Dark and Darker is my forward move speed in Dungeonborn right now.
Jesus.
It's brutal. I got into 2 PvP fights playing the fighter. I swang my longsword twice. I tried to parry once, and then I killed them with this fucking ridiculous whirlwind attack that pulls you into third person like some fucking shitty mobile game.
Holy.
And I was like, this is stupid. The combat feels exactly like Expedition Agartha to me, and I was turned off
Of course.
within 3 weapon swings. Not gonna lie.
There you
So
go.
I'm I was hopeful that maybe we'd get a cool game that could,
Mm.
give minimal. Yeah, there's no way this game's gonna contest with Dark and Darker. I'm sorry,
Of course not.
it's not good. It feels like shit.
Of course
But
not. Yeah.
I mean, I'm maybe slightly biased because it's not just Dark and Darker. I love Iron Mace. After the Playtest 5 torrent, they unlocked a core gaming memory for a lot of players. So I'm kind of locked in on anything Iron Mace makes. So
All right. Wilson's Game. What do you think?
I'm glad he mentioned Agartha because I couldn't think of the name of that game. But immediately, as soon as I saw the dual wielding any attack animations for that, I didn't play it. I just watched the trailer like a couple days ago, and I was like, that reminds me of that game that existed a little while ago that was supposed to be playable and fun as well. And the attacks just looked weird, and I've watched people play it, and it looks really silly coming from someone that likes the dual wield.
Mm-hmm.
At the HP numbers, like damage numbers popping, kind of breaks immersion for me a little too. It's just odd. But on to the point, like I think we're probably reaching a general consensus maybe, but when you say about maybe pulling things from other games, or is it good for Dark and Darker, I feel like if I was sitting there at Iron Mace, I'd be like, let's look at a game that actually is doing well. You know, why would I take any sort of thought into any of that first at all, or even consider it? Like they're talking about like Tarkov Arena, or I think they mentioned a few other games that they may. Someone even mentioned something about Apex Legends they talked about last night at some point. But anyway, personally, I'm just looking at that game going pretty indifferent about it, truthfully.
Well said. Great answer. Mr. 6 Days a Week.
What I'm saying is, I think Wilson and Oggy just got their keys revoked. So I'm about to be drowning in the
I didn't even
viewership.
request a key. Didn't reply. Don't even care.
I got one. I haven't played it yet, but I'll tell you what. Thinking gaming, and I've not really been a big part of the whole content creator side yet. It's been a very small portion of my life, but I think there's 2 ways that gaming companies make a lot of money in the business. Either make a game that is really, really good, hits all the sweet spots, or you make a game that looks really, really good. It's all those sweet spots. I think Iron Mace, it's clear they invested a lot of money into their devs. For the longest time, they said they had basically no artists, right? They just had all devs, all software engineers.
That's right.
And Dungeonborn seems like the exact opposite. Like it seems like just threw their entire account into marketing. Which,
yes, I was just talking about this earlier. Yeah, exactly.
It's an issue. To me, that's like an issue. And this might be going a little too crazy. This might be like tinfoil Ryan mode, but I love to dig. I love looking around all the data available. I was looking at their trailer, right? On their main channel, and everyone could fact check this too, but take a look at the views, and then take a look at the views of the other videos on their channel, and then look at the likes and comments on that 500,000 view vid. Something doesn't add up. Like it's clear that they're either doing like the whole paid journalist, like write an article, we'll play your video in the background, because it's very, very low. It does not seem like there's much engagement on that trailer. And a big thing that kind of gave it away too is I requested a beta key just today, and it was immediately approved. And they had 3,000 to give out total. So already the player base is strikingly low, and it seems like their budget is mostly just pushed into making the game appear good. Which then again, I have not played this most latest playtest. I played the one prior, so I don't know quite yet. I'll give it an honest shot. I don't want to knock it quite yet, but I don't know. From what it appears, it seems like they want to capitalize as much as they can on the image of Dark and Darker and not making an actual competitive game to it.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because I saw that 250,000 views, and I'm like, that seems so strange to me. Because how many views did any Dark and Darker video get? Like very minimum.
Not a lot.
Look at the player base.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's what I was saying whenever I ranted for a minute earlier. It's the marketing illusion spell that they've cast. It's like, how long can this illusion keep up before people realize that what they're buying is a fucking pocket full of bullshit? Like the CGI trailer is going to be really pretty for a little bit. This gameplay trailer with hundreds of thousands of views is going to be really sexy for a minute. People are going to spend the money. Then they're going to swing a sword 4 times or 3 times like Oggie did. And they're going to realize that it is an illusion, that it was all bullshit. And people fall for this shit over and over and over again. I've been watching it for 12 years. And here it is happening again. I'm not surprised at all. That's why I talk so much shit. That's why I'm such a dick about it. Because I've seen people waste their money for over a decade. And they're always upset. They're always mad they spent the money. It was never worth it to spend money on these clones. Ever. So, if you got the key for free, great. Try it out. See what people are making out there. But don't give up your money unless you're absolutely sure. That's all I can really say about that.
Being said, though, if their pockets are as deep as I think they are, because I remember way back, people were like pestering them, like wanting to figure out who was the original investor, which it seems like they're very well funded because they hired on immediately 30 devs. They said it themselves on the Discord. Their team started at 30. They have the opportunity to make a really good game, right? If they have that much money. It doesn't matter how poorly they sell themselves.
Talking about Dungeonborn, right?
Yeah, Dungeonborn.
Yeah.
So they essentially they could make a good game. It just depends on how they use that what seemingly endless pocket of money they have.
Well,
so I don't know. I can't knock it yet.
To put in the actual time and effort and manpower into making an actual good game means they have to at least put in a year and a half, 2 years of custom coding, which means they have to spend top dollar on a couple of talented people, preferably more than a couple, so they can hurry the timeline up a little bit to catch up with Dark and Darker, the main competitor on the block, right? And they will have to spend that money in the hopes that Dark and Darker doesn't continue to get better as well, or that other clones or other games don't come out and stomp it or stomp them. And they're going to have to gamble just like any other legitimate product and actually put in real time and effort and potentially lose a bunch of money to see if it turns out well, which is what Iron Mace is obviously doing and has done so far with Dark and Darker. I don't think Dungeonborn's going to do that. I think the product is a marketing campaign, and that's it. Like, I don't think those 30 people are like the people that made the CGI trailer, a couple of editors, like the artists that made Dungeonborn look prettier than a typical generic bundle of assets, and that's it. It's like let's make $1 million on Steam. We'll pay our taxes on it or not, maybe. And then we'll pay everyone what we said we would pay them. We'll take our profits and run for the hills. And then we'll see what the next scam is. That's just how it always goes. But I'd be shocked. I would actually be pleasantly surprised and shocked if Dungeon Board tried to go legit and actually turn into a real studio trying to make a legitimate product. I would be pleasantly surprised. I think it's a 5% chance of happening. I don't think it's legit. Jay?
How long have they been at this already? Just curious. Does anyone know how long since Project Crawl's been announced?
A year?
Last
while.
June,
Yeah.
I believe. Yeah, last June or July.
There you go.
Do you know when it was playable, Ryan? Was that September?
Yeah, September. I remember. Yeah, we got a couple rounds in on their very first playtest, and I do have to say I was watching it earlier, Jay. It looks like they have taken some big steps since then. I don't know how big. You're the only one that played it, so you'll be the best source to break it down. But it looks a
It
bit
feels
better.
like the same.
Oh, it feels like the same.
I'm not gonna lie. The actual movement and controls are roughly the same. The only thing that's really changed is they added lock on, which I guess is okay. Yeah, I expected a lot more though, but it's only been 4 or 5 months. I feel like it's a long time though, or maybe tempered differently because of Iron Mace at this point. I'm not sure.
Dude, they ruined dev companies for me. Iron Mace is like 2 on top of things. I hold dev companies to a much higher bar.
I'll say though, they have arena mode. The UI is nice.
Dungeonborn has arena mode?
Global stash. Yeah, they have arena mode. I would say the arena mode is better than the actual game.
Interesting.
Personally,
Oh.
it's just because the game doesn't have any soul in it, like you were saying.
So what do you think
I've been
about the game?
watching So Bad Strange Play for the last 20 minutes while we've been talking about it. It looks pretty, but it also looks like it plays like a mobile game.
Yep.
It doesn't seem. I don't know.
I don't play
It's hard
that
to
many
explain.
mobile games, bro. Can't really relate, to be honest. So.
It just feels like it has a weird feel to it. Like your guy's very rigid. There doesn't seem to be. I don't know. And then, like you said, the weird third person attacks. I don't know. It's very odd.
Griffia, what do you think
Hard
about
to-
the gameplay? How does it feel fighting other players and getting into a match and whatnot?
Well, I only played a couple matches of the actual game for Arena. Arena's super unbalanced though. I don't know. Just kind of plays like shit. It's interesting. I'll give him one thing. It's a little interesting. There's maybe something there, possibly. I want there to be something there because I want Iron Mace to have a fire under their ass. Personally, that's never a bad thing. I don't think.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, can you guys think of a successful Escape from Tarkov clone? There's Marauders, Cycle of the Frontier.
I mean, the cycle was it, but I think that was
They took too
that
long to
was
do
maybe
cheater.
more so a good product, bad company. If I were to guess, I didn't really keep up
Yeah.
with the cycle though, but I know a lot of people liked it, and it blew up for a while.
Yeah, I don't know. It's an odd choice to make a clone, but especially one so blatant. I mean, it's literally the same assets.
It's incredibly shameless, yes, but I do think it's maybe more of an untapped genre, you know.
Yeah, but I feel like you got to iterate.
Dungeon
You got to do
looter.
something new.
You know?
From what I've seen, granted, I've watched 15, 20 minutes of it. Doesn't seem like I'm seeing anything new.
Yeah, it's not new.
Well, I wish the Dungeonborn dev team the best in life, and good luck to you guys. Make your money how you can.
Such a fucking hater.
I guess. all
Someone's
all
gripping the table right now,
Love it.
bending the
Love it.
chair leg.
Flashbacks to Julian.
Oh,
my
Gillian,
God,
poor
dude.
Mr.
Yeah,
Julian.
he's on next week, guys. By the way,
Yeah.
Dark is launching next
Yeah.
week. I don't know if you
Has
know
anyone played the Dark Play test yet, or
that.
no? Oh,
waiting.
He used to come around for a bit. Yeah, he hasn't,
Wow.
we haven't
Oh,
seen him
man.
around in chat, have we?
Well, he's too busy counting the $700 he made from scamming people, laying in his fucking Motel 8 room, just fucking
Yeah.
looking at his bag of cash. Good for him. He pulled one over. Anyway, let's talk about the upcoming early access patch.
Yeah.
We have the ice caves coming. We have demon form with the warlock coming. We do not
Which is
have.
crazy.
I can't fucking wait. Holy shit, I can't
Out
wait.
of nowhere, I feel like.
Dude,
I thought that was
I'm-
well after Druid.
I know. I am super fucking stoked for it. Like I said, warlock is like my main thing right now. Like I'm having so much fun with it. So to have a demon form come along, it's gonna be sick. No druid, marketplace, some new mobs, couple of changes and tweaks here and there. It's very exciting. Mr. 6 Days a Week, you just put together a one peg dev interview recap video. I'm assuming it's still fresh in your mind, like the main points. Do you want to lead us in discussion here and like choose one of the bullet points and we'll just talk about each one as we go? Because I actually don't have any notes or anything like that.
Oh, yeah. So I think it'd be best to start with the big 3 points. So the ice map, or it's supposed to be ice caverns now, no
I'm
longer
gonna
ice
pull up
caves,
these
but ice caverns,
screenshots.
new
Yep.
map. The new marketplace and the warlock demon form. So ice caves, we're gonna see a lot of new enemies, I'm sure. They teased a little glimpse of the frost giant, which I think got a lot of complaint because people were thinking, giants are gonna be kind of big, kind of supersized enemies. Looks like a normal dude in a sweater. So not as crazy about that as I was, but some new enemies.
Well, there's different
I
giant
know-
types. Like if you so here's Dungeon and Dragon mode. So
Okay.
you have different types of giants. You have like your smaller variants, like hill giants, which is what this guy looks like. But then
Okay.
you have like frost giants and storm giants and shit like that. Those motherfuckers,
Giants.
you have different variations of giants. And they get bigger and crazier and meaner and more insane and way stronger and way more powerful. This seems like your basic bitch hill giant. Not anything too terrifying. Definitely strong. I bet you that fucking that maul probably hits like a truck and kills you in 2 hits.
It's probably just like the mini bosses.
Yeah,
one of them.
probably something similar.
Like the
Yeah.
Skelly Champ version
I agree.
Yeah.
or something.
But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if they had like a actual frost or fire giant in the game, I think it'd be bigger and scarier than this guy that we're seeing here on the screen.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
I guess on that, we probably won't be able to talk too much in the PVE because we'll say that for the post, you guys' post gameplay podcast. But
Yeah.
I do want
We'll be right
to
back.
pick some minds about the new swarm mechanic. So they said no swarm to start. It's going to be end of round blizzard. So basically, what I'm thinking is the entire map will get shut down after a certain period of time instead of then closing circle. What are thoughts on that? You guys like that or not?
Yeah, did you see the timer on the mini
You see
map?
that?
Had like different colored bars, going throughout
Yeah.
the timer. I know it's like a mock-up or whatever, but I mean, why does it look like that?
Yeah.
well, it's
Oh,
good.
yeah.
It's good to point that
I
out.
want to see it
yeah.
reduce move speed as it gets colder, something like that.
Yeah. So I'm thinking maybe it's like kind of like multi-zoned a little bit, like far end, of the zone is like you can't go in there anymore, and then it has like a blizzard portion, and then it has like the normal no damage. So you probably take damage, but you can't go super deep, would be my guess.
Mm.
That's
Is
what I'm
that something
thinking.
that you think is gonna harm the gameplay experience? Because you could essentially avoid all PvP now indefinitely on that map.
How so?
Just depends where they put like your ways out. Like, are they by all the good treasure spots? Is everyone gonna be there? It'd be interesting. And they kind of leaked, didn't they? Like the alternate extraction method.
Yeah,
Isn't that something?
Oh,
they
yeah.
discussed? Yeah.
they kind of leaked
So-
that they're doing different ways for it. Yeah.
So I don't know what that means, but it could be like, it could completely change how you interact with players. Really.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Like in Tarkov, like there's some extracts that you have to have like a buddy with you or a scav or something with you to actually get out.
Red Rebel item,
I
Yes.
hope, and I've talked about
Paracord and
this a few
Oh,
times, but
man.
I hope there's some way to use like soul hearts for something. And I know some of you mentioned this on podcasts before, But I'd love to see like an extract where you actually have to like put a player's soul heart into it, and you get to extract.
Oh my.
Into an
PvP
altar or
extract.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, like you
Sure.
killed somebody, like you PvP'd, you earned your extract in a way, or maybe a couple of them or something, instead of just like paying gold coins to extract or whatever. It'd be
Sure.
kind of cool. I've always had this idea for like HR2 at some point, because it's like maybe you can get PvP to actually materialize through that mechanic rather than like everyone just walking around teaming. There's some sort of reward with soul hearts or something, but anyway,
Mm.
it'd be interesting. Like a merchant, maybe you trade them in for something in hell. Who knows? It could be cool.
Oh yeah. I mean, on that too. I mean, this is getting a little off track, but this kind of end of game format works really well for what was it? Roaming bosses or like roaming named mobs? Because Dark
Mhm.
Swarm, most of the map is just covered up by halftime. With an open map, completely like traversable, you could have like these potential random NPCs show up. So that could be something they're
that would
getting
be
into,
awesome.
probably way down the line. But why is it a cool thought?
Yeah,
No, that
for
was a cool
sure.
thought. I'm excited. I think a new map's going to be great. I love that there's no circle in Darkstorm. I like that there's going to be a new mechanic to test and fuck around with. Personally, I would like to see when it starts getting into like the dark blue part of the timer, like in the second half of the match and beyond, that you don't take damage, but maybe there is some other penalty, like like maybe a slight slowdown, and then when it's like the last couple minutes of a match, maybe it's like you're severely reduced with speed and attack speed or something like that.
Oh no, you're gonna get frostbite. Yeah, like on Viola and stuff.
That's what I
move speed
think.
and attack speed.
That is actually what I think. Yeah,
Oh no, and they're gonna say you got
Damn.
frostbite, bro.
yeah. It's gonna be something like that, is my opinion. And then if you are still in raid when the timer goes out, you just turn into a block of ice, freeze to death, and that's the end of the raid.
It sounds fun till that happens to you a few times, and then you're
Well, it
just
depends on
annoyed 'cause
how
now you're-
annoying the slowdown is, if that's even the case. We don't. Wait, this is
I
just
feel
bullshit.
like any slow is annoying. Like,
Yes,
any kind of slow.
that's true. Like, this is just conjecture, folks. Like, we don't know if
Yeah.
this is going to be the case, but I'm interested to see what they decide to do. If it is some like general debuff slowdown that lasts like 50% of a raid, then gets worse the longer you stay in, I think that's actually a detriment to the map and to the experience.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a good thing. And honestly, like, I'm gonna get really nitpicky here, but we're looking at images of the map, and it looks fine. But all it really looks like to me, and like the ice,
Don't
like
say it.
the ice looks really cool. It looks pretty. I'm digging it, but it just looks like an icy version of the Goblin Caves to me.
Oh, blue caves, no.
Blue cave.
And I'm looking at the mini map, and honestly, I'm just seeing like the same sort of modules. It's just, it looks like a reskinned cave meets crypts in a way, which is fine. I mean, it's all good. Like, but I don't know. I was hoping for a different sort of, I don't know, like environmental experience. But if this is what they have, that's what it is.
I'm hoping it's not blue caves, man.
Well,
Really
hopefully
not.
less poison at the very least.
I mean,
No.
Jay,
poison
Slows.
blue kid.
Jay, you were
More
kind of
slows,
like,
great.
you were kind of anticipating
I
that
knew
remark.
it was coming.
So, I mean, do you
I
feel
knew
the
it.
same way? Like, I mean, you're looking at the mini map, the modules,
Okay,
you're looking at the images.
the
What do you think?
first, if you're looking at the first screenshot where it has like the bow and the torch, like the whatever you call it, the lantern thing, it's kind of looking like blue caves. But when you go through like the other pictures, it looks a little less blue cavey.
Well, like the ice
Um,
pillars, like itself looks cool. Like it looks really pretty. It looks badass. But yes, this does
Yeah.
look cavey. And then here, this looks like the big opened up room in the Goblin Caves, like the original Goblin Caves, where you can where
Mhm.
there's like all the traps in the bottom and there's like the elevator and all that
I know
shit.
what you're saying though. It would be nice to get like an architectural shift, you know?
Something different than the
Yeah.
traditional modules. Yeah. At the same time, though, like to be fair to them, they have said that this is like the alpha version of the ice caves, right? This is
Yeah.
just part one of a 3-part system. This is the earliest version of the. I think they said it was like version 0.1 of the.
It's also
yeah.
the middle level, so I guess it would be
Yeah.
a bit more similar, you know, because then like what's gonna be the top level? Is it gonna be a fucking side of a mountain, you know, where it's like atmospheric as fuck? And
Yes.
then like what's gonna be ice hell, right? It's probably gonna be probably gonna be a lot different. I would hope.
Yeah. Open
Yeah.
country.
That's fair.
We'll see.
A
Yeah,
nice
it
vibe
looks-
change would be appreciated.
I mean, it
Yeah, I'm
definitely
just
looks
glad
pretty.
It's blue.
Yeah, I mean, it's the color. The color change is nice.
Yeah. I mean, I
Like
love
the
blue
colors.
crypts. Bring blue crypts
Yeah.
back. I love.
I
blue
think like
crypts. It was
comparing
amazing.
ruins and crypts is like perfect. You know, crypts tight corridor, lots of bends, lots of angles, and then ruins like wide open. You know, broken castle, fucking grass, different biome basically. I guess. Is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, this just looks like Goblin Caves in the winter, but I hope I'm wrong. We'll
Yeah.
see. We'll see.
Well, I mean,
I'm
also
still
in the
excited
first
for
image,
it.
there looks like a bridge that kind of goes over like a crevasse a little bit. That'd be cool if you like fall to your death. That'd be fun.
I mean,
Like,
I-
add some danger.
Is that a new
Which-
mechanic?
Yeah, I doubt
Was
they would
in the
have that.
alpha trailer originally, you know, back in like August
Yeah.
22.
Oh yeah, that's
I
right.
like some
There
environmental
There was an
dangers.
area you could fall into the void. At least it looked like.
No, you're right. That's true.
The surprise
If
escape
you fall
route.
off the map, that's on you. You know, give us some
Yeah.
extra risk, maybe.
I mean, Wilson, Augie, what do you guys think about
It's different.
the no dark swarm aspect of the frozen goblin caves here? And do you think like a slowdown debuff? I'm just kidding, by the way. It's not snowy goblin caves. I'm kidding. But anyway, what do you guys think about the no dark swarm and like the potentially having a slowdown debuff or freezing to death at the end of the raid or whatever? Do you think that's good? Do you guys like the dark swarm?
Go ahead, Augie. You first.
Yeah, I hate the swarm. I mean, playing solo the past couple weeks now, and just sitting in the zone. The zone doesn't force PvP anymore. It does in trios to a degree in high roller, you know,
Mm-hmm.
but not in normals, not in solos. People are just friendly. Everything's fucking Hello Kitty, Wonder Island land. Friendship everywhere. But
Whack.
You're
it just
fucking mad.
doesn't-
You got some hate behind it.
it just doesn't
Fair.
feel. It doesn't feel necessary right now in that regard. So unless they make changes, I don't see the swarm being needed right now for that.
Hmm.
But again, I've only
Yeah.
been playing solos and not trios. So, but even before, the swarm didn't stop me from farming fucking trio solo.
There you go.
I mean, you get 31 vigor, you can sit through the fucking ticks. Doesn't matter.
I
think
mean,
it's
in
31.
trios, it's just a cleric with a campfire. Really, all it
Exactly.
is.
So you're just sitting in there anyways too,
Yeah.
and out healing it. It just messes with your vision, and that's
Hmm.
about it.
Yeah.
And it's annoying because it's a buzzing noise. But
Yeah.
I'm over the swarm, so I'm excited to try something without it.
I just hope that if there is some sort of debuff or something, that it's not super annoying. Because I don't know. Imagine being a solo fighter or cleric and a bunch of plate, and it's 6 minutes into an Ice Caves match, and you have a fucking 30% debuff on your move speed and attack swing, on top of your fucking plate and your war maul or whatever the fuck. I mean, you're gonna see snails passing you by. Like, that's not good. Like, that shit
I have a
sucks, dude.
solution. All
Alright,
you need
let's
to
hear
do
it.
is take breakthrough and then hit it, and you'll never be
Oh.
debuffed by that slow again. There you go.
There you go. That's the hack.
Breakthrough is now meta.
Solved.
It's now meta.
Value,
Wait a minute.
The new
breakthrough
tech.
value, baby.
Do you imagine? Oh god!
Yeah, no,
Please
breakthrough
no
is pretty much
slow.
useless other than ranger traps.
Please no
so
slow.
it's got to be used
Yeah.
for something eventually. Maybe it'll be this frost slow map, but truthfully, if there's any debuff like that with slows, I think it'd be frustrating. Like if it happened for a long duration. Swarm, no swarm, I'm excited about because it's something different. I think we'll all have a different opinion of it once we get to try it, so we have no idea. I'm just excited to try something different in the game, and they've always talked about this like vision of like an adventurer type dungeon crawler, so maybe this is more in tune with what they want to do anyway. I don't know, but going from like HR down to crypts and down to ruins, or from ruins to crypts to hell is adventuring, but you don't really feel threatened right now. So maybe if they can introduce some of that fear that I remembered when I first started playing Dark and Darker into those lobbies, hell yeah. Let's
Yeah.
try it.
Yeah,
so
some new
that's
stuff
what
like
I'm
that.
hoping for. Yeah.
Okay.
You know, that'd be kind of fun. What if they did like I know you're a big Daisy Demolsk enjoyer or something. What if they did like a cold mechanic of some kind? You could like get like a heat buff. That may be kind of fun.
Okay, now that's interesting. If there is some debuff that starts to stack up and slow you down as the raid progresses, but if you bust out a campfire and you can
Yeah, you gotta bring
and you-
campfire.
you can knock that debuff off for 2 minutes for every fire you sit down at, That kind of shit's cool.
Maybe a
with me.
little bit longer, 2 minutes.
I'm
but-
already,
Sure,
I'm already
sure,
locked in
yeah.
on that. Sounds great. Do it.
Yeah, something
in.
like
Yeah, it
that.
might be
More
fun.
Suddenly,
interactions.
it's
Yeah, more
super worth it.
interactions.
Yeah, and then at the end of the
You could,
raid, the blizzard's
yeah.
too thick and it's too cold, and you freeze to death. But if you could
Ooh.
get rid of that debuff by going to certain points in that cave or by busting on a campfire, that sounds sick. That's the kind of shit that is exciting
Maybe
and fun.
holding a torch.
Sure, holding a
Sure.
torch could maybe
You could actively
Yeah.
keep the boat debuff away. Yeah, something like that'd be fun. Like a little bit more of a new mechanic with each map. That might be fun.
yeah, torch out, no debuff. As soon as you put the torch away,
Yeah.
it comes back. But if you have a campfire in the last 2 minutes, maybe the buff's gone or something like that. Yeah, shit like that.
Now I'm just picturing a bunch of barbarians running around in the snow, smashing each other with torches.
Achilles
Like
strike
birds.
torches. Yeah.
Hey, hit me with
Now,
a
if you
torch.
kill a player, you can get like a tauntaun suit, like in Star Wars. Empire Strikes Back. You can just go full on like cannibal meat suit guy. You know?
Snuggle up in their hot guts to survive. Yeah, that sounds
All right.
fucking awesome. That smells great. Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks for that,
it's
Donnie.
my dungeon crawler experience.
Well, all right. Okay, so the warlock motherfuckers. Hell yeah, we don't have druid, so we don't have to talk about the druid. Except one little. I actually almost forgot. We do have to talk about druid because they did announce some of the other animal forms. I almost
Which-
completely spaced
Oh,
that.
Oh my!
Well, those are
petting
serious,
zoo.
right? Those are 100% serious. They weren't
Chickens.
teasing us?
Must
Yeah.
I
It's not
just
April
say,
1st. It's not April 1st.
I expected them to make like 3 forms, and they name dropped like 6, 7.
Many.
Beautiful.
Penguin.
Yeah, many.
Couldn't believe it.
Yeah, so
Crazy.
I mean, we got chicken form coming. Obviously, bear form and rat form is a thing potentially. We've talked about that a bunch, but chicken form having like a 10% piercing armor attack, being able to like dig up grub worms and treasure with your beak is like bizarre as fuck, and I just never saw that coming. Penguin form, I would hope that means you can, like slide around super fast in the ice caves on your stomach or something like that.
I hope you know, if they do a penguin form, I'm gonna start a giant RP event. Do like the king penguins, how they migrate when they shuffle together to keep warmth. I'm gonna start
Johnny
the
will have
giant like
his own guild, penguin guild. Just,
Penguin
yeah.
only guild.
yeah.
What was the
Yeah,
other
the
animal?
Penguin,
Penguin, chicken,
turtle.
turtle. That's the other
Turtle.
one.
Turtle, yeah.
Turtle though.
What the fuck are they thinking?
Oh, dude,
Turtle.
I can't wait. I'm gonna be the druid. My cleric said he's like, I got a campfire. Don't worry, bro. I'm going in turtle form. I'm sitting in the doorway. Ain't nobody getting through.
So
here.
you're just a walking pavice.
You already know it's
That'd
just
be
gonna be
awesome.
super busted.
Oh yeah, and then the panda
100%.
cat. The panda cat thing they mentioned, a panther.
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 Oh, they did really.
Panther.
Why
Yeah,
why was I
panda's
thinking
crazy.
panda something? Did they say panda cat or
Could
just
be on
panda?
the,
I think
could
it
be
was
on
I
the
think,
agenda.
yeah, it might have been a
Panther.
translation thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
You already
okay.
know
I
it's a
feel like-
stealth cat right there.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
for sure.
Say less.
Oh, yeah. One pig also brought up spider form, and I think STF
he
was like
did say
nodding his
that.
Oh, dude,
head.
he was
like
locked
wrote that
in on
down.
the
Taking
spider
a note
Yeah.
down. I was like,
Disgusting,
yeah,
by the
yeah.
way.
I
Jump
was
down
like,
on the
Who the
homies.
fuck-
give your ideas
Who
when you
says
can.
spider form?
One peg. It was a good idea, like
Oh,
spitting
yeah.
Good idea.
poison and whatnot. I think that's good. If you could
We do
spit
not need
poison and
more
webs,
spiffer mommies.
unless you could be a spiffer mommy. Don't you want to be a spiffer mommy, Jay?
Only if the
Wait a
other
minute.
spiders follow me around.
Depends on how good you are at
Wait
being
a
a spiffer
minute.
mommy.
Oh, I lead the spiders.
I saw a bunch
Wait
of
a
people.
second.
When the chicken was announced, a bunch of people were saying like, "I can't wait for tournaments and stuff, so we can like bet on the chickens fighting each other."
Cockfighting,
I was losing
yeah.
laughing, yeah.
Betting
that
on
was so funny.
cockfights with their boys
Yeah.
on the weekend. Normal stuff, maybe.
Dad
That's fun.
cockfights. What are you doing tonight? Oh, dad cockfights on the internet
Bet
with my
money on
friends.
'em?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool, dude. Nice. And then the person immediately walks away. Okay. Dad cockfights. All
That's
right.
great.
It's trying to make money for their kids, I guess. All right. That's exciting. Druid's cool. Can't wait to see it. But the warlock, demon form. It's going to be a skill, apparently. Ryan and I were
Yep.
talking about this in Discord earlier today. Here's the question. Is the demon form for warlock going to be just a hotkey press and then it lasts for 30 seconds, 45 seconds, and then you pop out of it and there's a cooldown like Phantom Eyes? Or is it going to be something you toggle on and off?
I already know the answer.
Lay it on me.
They said it was going to replace your skills, like your Q and E abilities has to be timed. Unless
That's
they're
what I was
adding a
thinking.
whole separate bind.
Yep, that's exactly what
Yeah.
Ryan and I were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
So you'd have 4 attacks though, which is QE, left click, right click, which is actually huge because that's telling you how Druid's going to play.
Right.
So the forms will have 4 attacks and stuff. That's my guess.
So here's the question then. How long are you going to be in demon form for? What's the cooldown going to be, and what are the skills going to be? What do you guys think? Any ideas?
You think it's going to be like super strong? You're going to be using it like on cooldown?
I think it's going to be a cooldown thing. Unless,
Yeah.
and the reason why is because there is not a specific key to toggle in and out of the form. So the only way that makes sense, if your Q and E are going to turn into new active abilities in demon form, that means you cannot press Q or E to get out of the form. But to enter the form, you're going to press Q or E, whatever you hotkey it on, right? So let's say it's Q to go into demon form as I'm playing my warlock. I hit Q. Now I'm in demon form, and my active ability slots on Q and E have 2 new metamorphosis demon form abilities. So how long am I going to be in in demon form for? Can I get out of it earlier if I want? Can I go back into it at any time? Is it on cooldown? Like that, I think it's an important question to know like how it's going to play. And I mean, based on what Jay's saying, what Ryan and I talked about, I think it's going to be a cooldown. I think you're going to hit the Q key. You're going to be in demon form for 30 seconds. Fuck shit up. Have some like blow corruption type ability, and then like a dash forward on your E key or something. And that's going to be it. And then 30 seconds goes by. You're back in your regular squishy warlock body. And then you can cast curses or do whatever the fuck. That's my guess.
The crazy thing is, I guess, if finally buff duration might be useful. You could actually stack buff duration and get a crazy long demon form or chicken if we have Druid. Whatever you guys are interested in. But I instantly thought of that because you're talking if it's going to be like a buff or something you jump into for a timed amount, it'd be cool. You can just stack like 50%.
A buff. Oh, sorry. I was gonna say it's gonna have buff eating ability. Sorry.
Oh, maybe that's what the other warlock ability is. But like
We said that before.
Like a blow of corruption kind of a thing, and then eat buffs. That's cool. I like that.
I'll go off WoW. It's gonna have like a cleave, maybe like an aura, like an AOE possibly, or an aura.
Okay, that's a good question.
That's
Like,
gonna
do
be
you get new
annoying,
perks for it
though.
then? Like, do you get new passives on top of? Because you've gone into demon form now. Are you gonna get? Is your gear gonna matter? Like, if you go plate lock and you go demon form, do you get more PDR? Like, how does it all work? Like, I can't wait to see what they do, because there's a lot of questions right now.
Yeah.
I think
I really hope.
Oh, sorry, Daddy.
Oh no, you're good. I was just gonna say, I really hope demon form isn't like, hit key and win type ability. I hope it's not that strong.
Right.
I think
my
it'll be
concern.
too strong at first, just like
Yeah,
pretty much
probably,
everything else they debut, right? Like, typically,
we're about to see a lot of warlocks.
that yes, 100%.
It could drop like it could be the original bard though. It'd be pretty useless. We'll see.
That's true. Yeah, it's either going to be really strong or useless as fuck,
Yeah.
and it's going to take them a few weeks to figure it out. But man, I can't wait to see what they do. I think I might be slightly disappointed if it is like 20 seconds in form, 45 seconds out of it, or something like that. I think I don't know, there's something shitty about that. That doesn't seem that great. And then if you think about like rat form or bear form or something like that, and if you cannot get in and out of bear form, for instance, at will, and it is a timed thing, and you run into a room in the crypts and you turn into bear, and then the 3 guys you're fighting decided to fucking open a door and walk out and close the door, are you just stuck in bear form in that room for 25 more seconds because you can't go back to your original druid form? So you're just like fucking twiddling your paw thumbs waiting to get out of there? Like, what are you gonna?
There's no shot.
I don't
If you're gonna
know,
have
man.
So many forms to pick from, then there's no way you can't cancel them.
I hope for Druid in particular, one of the skill hotkeys is a wheel, just like a spell wheel, and it's animals instead of spells.
Yeah,
But
you
then-
you choose your animal form.
Yeah, but when
Yeah,
you
transformation.
switch to the bear, does that mean you only have one active ability so that you can still keep your animal form spell wheel ready to go so you can switch? Does that mean you only get one active?
Add a different bind.
All right, well
Find
now we're
another way
getting into
around it.
like, a fundamental change to the game.
That is a big change.
That's
Yeah.
to put in a whole nother boundable hotkey function into the game. I mean, that will change stuff significantly, and it will also change the far future of the game, like how console players one day on a controller will interact with the game if there's one more hotkey. It's just something to consider, something to think about.
My curiosity is kind of with like how the changes will look and if they're going to be instantaneous. So if like you mean you might be stuck in bear form, but maybe it's like a transformation that lasts a set amount of time and then you're out of it. So it's like a slight debuff because you're switching, but not like you're locked in a room for 25 seconds, maybe. But it'd be really, I'm just excited to see how this player model turns into like a chicken or a bear, or like does it just snap your fingers and they turn into a chicken? Like it's gonna be weird how it works.
Is it going to be like Diablo 2 where they just like morph very quickly, or is it going to be like the book series Animorphs where they turn into like a
Animorphs.
disgusting blob of like bone and flesh that is like slowly morphing into the animal, and it takes
I
a couple
hope
minutes
so.
and it looks gross and painful.
With the whole like bear puberty 20-second debuff, you're just
Yeah.
like on the floor.
Yeah, I don't know.
Honestly, I'd like to see it be fluid, a quick change from form to form. After watching, what was it in the latest Dungeons and Dragons movie, the Druid chase scene? I'd like
Oh,
to see
yeah.
something like that. I'd like
Yeah.
to see it fluid. I'd like to see it have a lot of versatility
Hmm.
and your ability to get out of it and manipulate it around the different rooms in the map and the zone and stuff. I think that would be
Yeah.
it would be cool and it'd be very unique.
I
Or
hope it's a
Yeah,
quick
coming
change.
from WoW, that's how it is.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, here's a question. Can you go from bear to rat form to chicken form to turtle form, or do you have to go from animal
I
to
hope-
druid to from druid to animal, or can you go directly from one animal to another?
You probably have to go to human form, let's be honest.
I'm gonna say, yeah, going from
Yeah.
bear to like rat back to bear just to jump through the door. That seems pretty fun. Seems pretty busted.
Sounds
though.
awesome.
Just like diving through a gap, and suddenly a bear comes out of the door.
Penguin slide down the slope,
Yeah.
pop up as something else.
I
Yeah.
feel like I feel like there'd be a cooldown on the very past form that you use would have a cooldown. Is what I would think.
Sure, so you can't go like bear human or
Yeah.
something.
Exactly.
Yeah, imagine you're in a room and there's a druid in bear form chasing you. You're running toward a door, and you turn your back to him, and they're a few feet away, and then you turn back and look, and there's a fucking chicken pecking at your eyes, and they've gone to bird mode to pierce your armor. That just sounds hilarious to me. I don't know. I mean,
it makes,
go ahead.
It makes sense for them to have a cool. I mean, those are basically druid cooldowns, right? Like being able to
Yeah.
shapeshift. Like if you're getting pushed in a corner, you can turn to a bear, right?
Yeah.
But you shouldn't be able to spam it. Yeah. Because those are your cooldowns. So if you like open with bear form and they want to wait it out for 20 seconds, people should be able to do that.
Agreed.
I don't know.
You're gonna have a lot of cooldowns.
Couple people in chat said, like, does it really matter about like the animal form thing, the cooldown thing, a hotkey thing? In the grand scheme of things, not really. You are right, because I do have faith in Iron Mace. Like, they're going to come up with probably the most simple, best system, right? Let's be real here. So I'm excited to see what they come up with. I'm no Iron Mace developer. I have no idea what to think on how they're going to do this. But I have faith that they will do it the proper way. Anything else? Oh, the marketplace. Yeah. Marketplace is coming. The last big feature set, making its debut in the early access patch. Let's pull up an image of this bad boy. Are you guys excited about the marketplace?
Hell yeah.
Very.
Might actually use it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do not like the trading post. I think I spent a total of like 8 minutes in trade post this wipe.
Same.
Dreaded every
Yeah.
second of
Same.
it.
Yeah, it's crazy. I really enjoyed it in the playtests and when EA first launched. And now just like you, I've spent a handful of minutes in there. and I avoid it like the plague. I can't stand going in there. But this is exciting. Gold
looks
only
nice.
though. What do you guys think for the early iteration? It's fine, right?
It's fine as gold only. I cannot believe they put a 1250 G cap.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
that
dude,
seems-
why?
You think that's like an anti-RMT thing or what?
No, I think it's just this is our first crack at it, and we just want to test it at this threshold of gold because we know we're going to take that hurdle away later, and shit's going to get fucking crazy. So let's test it at like a manageable level first and see how it goes.
It would get obliterated. They're adding an auction house towards the end of a wipe, like people are fucking loaded. That thing is going to go ballistic. So I guess there's a reason for a cap, but
Sure. At least for now.
you really need it. I would really need it regardless.
Yeah, I mean, like maybe once they're done testing, maybe they remove it. We'll see. But I mean, this is exciting. I mean, when there's cool shit that you want to sell that you would typically vendor, because if you spent 15 minutes in the trade show, you can make some money. Just skip that shit, go to the marketplace, make that extra couple hundred gold that you would compare to vendoring it. It seems worth it. If you want to put in specific stat points and not deal with some dickhead who is going to cancel the trade the second you don't give them exactly what they want because they don't know how to barter with you, only go to the marketplace. Isn't that great?
I have one concern.
Uh-oh. What you got?
You can't post like quantity, like you can't post 10 health pots. I have this feeling that it's just gonna be one single item.
They heard
Yes.
that. They're going back to the code right now. They're like, oh
Fixing
shit,
it
guys,
right now.
check
It's
that, check
delayed
that.
now, Jay.
Yeah,
I
they're watching
Jay's got
right
it
now.
delayed.
They're watching right now. They know they got to make that change now.
People are just gonna bitch. So please God.
Yep.
Dude, the thing
Rightfully
about
but my God, are they gonna bitch?
rightfully so, but I mean, you could hand someone a paper bag filled with cash, and they would gladly take it, and then bitch at you that the bag wasn't made out of plastic. Like, no matter what you do,
Maybe.
people are going to find the cracks, the faults, and the shit to bitch about, myself included. Like, let's be real here. Like, once you put enough time and attention and eyeballs onto a product or something like Dark and Darker, after a while, sure, I understand. Like, a hardcore fan will start to get a little nitpicky and want to see something new. I get
All right,
it.
Lucy said Kappa, so I feel better.
Okay.
Ooh,
There you go.
What's up,
I feel
Lucy?
like, truthfully, I think most people would agree here that I've kind of avoided trading for what feels like months. So I'm not like over the moon for this because I feel like I've played the game for so long without really worrying about getting the best gear or finding that item I desperately need to finish off my build now. So I just play high roller and loot stuff, and that's exciting enough sometimes. So I'm like on the fence where it's like it could be nice, it may be useful, but I'm not the person that really is like building the best kit to go into trios and fight other teams that have like the best kits on, right? So to me, it doesn't really change much, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it will, and I just don't realize it yet. But truthfully, I'm not really that much into buying and trading at all, really.
yeah, it'll only be. I think it'll be great for like potions, mollies, fucking throwing axes,
Utility,
knives,
yeah, okay.
a bunch of stuff like that. That's like quality of life. Crafting materials, just buying like gold powder and stuff. Be so much better.
True.
Like the viability of crafting, I think will skyrocket for most people. The shit will just be like 2 clicks away. Boom, you're done.
Augie, you going to
Yeah.
be looking for the perfect longsword in that marketplace?
Perfect longsword's great. 39 with-
I knew you were going to say that. I knew it. All right, gents. We've been going for 90 minutes. Let's swap on over to Q&A. I know there's a couple folks beyond Jay and I streaming. So if you have good questions in your chats, obviously throw them out there. Feel free. Fire at will, gentlemen. Let's see here. What do we got? I'm looking at my chat and Jay's chat now. Long live the longsword. Agreed. It is the shit. Scav
Thoughts
mode.
on
Scav mode.
Yes, good
Oh,
call.
yeah.
Greasy Monkey,
Scav
thank
mode.
you.
Right.
I did forget about that.
I forgot about that as well. So they did tease a potential like join a match as a monster / scav sort of thing like Tarkov, and then go hunt down players and kill them. Fuck yes.
Yeah.
I want that.
I never expected it.
I didn't
used to
either.
joke about it, but my God,
I didn't expect that either, but going in as a skeleton axeman or something like that just sounds so fun. It sounds so great. Or even
Like
just like a
change of
wolf.
pace.
Just even like a fucking stupid wolf on ruins.
What do you mean, just a stupid wall? Are you kidding me? You rack it up. Dude. You would call it a chopper gunner if you got a wolf spawn. Are you kidding me?
It could be
It'd
really
fun
great.
just to take a skeleton in and step on all the ranger traps. Just be like, you know what? Suck it.
Fuck you,
Yeah.
buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Do you guys think
What would be the
limited?
worst mob to be though? Like other than the spider, like what would be the worst mob to be?
The
Dragonfly?
spider pot, of course.
Yeah.
Dude, are you kidding me? Dragonfly, you'd get some fucked up spot up top. You like line up the door
Yeah.
angle where when he spit it lands perfectly. Come on, man.
Farter zombie could be
Dragonfly would
pretty
be
fun.
fun.
Spice it up a little bit here.
Do you think they would
Can I
like,
control
allow,
my own fart cloud?
Of
like, mini
course.
bosses?
You would have to be able to.
I hope so.
Wait, to play as a
Like
mini
skeleton
boss? Oh,
Yeah,
dude.
like a
Raid,
rare
skeleton champ,
low rate.
centipede.
Oh, dude,
They
a
have it
raid.
in Tarkov. It's, I mean, I don't know if it's supposed to be that way. Incredibly low chance you get a sniper scav. You can't move because you're like in the heavens, but you're a sniper in the heavens. You know,
Haven't
but you're
seen that in a
fucked.
while.
If you come in
It's
as
like-
a
it's like an
Skelly
Easter egg
champ
type of
though,
deal.
that's I mean the Skelly
Yeah.
champ is wielding a shield and a longsword one-handed, and it's got a shitload of health.
It's called the God Seed. It's pretty
Yeah,
much what
dude.
that is.
God,
Jay on this, dude.
All
Oh,
right.
my.
I mean, I feel you.
It's your day. You've been chosen. You know, you are the Skelly champ.
All right. Okay. Interesting.
I'm all for it.
Augie, would you go in as a longsword Skelly?
Sure.
Nothing would change.
Yeah. I'd love it.
Ryan, what mob would you want to play as?
dude. All this time on runes, cockatrice, bro. Have you seen people try to kill a cockatrice? No cheese, like no roof boost or anything.
Dude.
That thing
Yes.
slaps.
Mhm.
You do it pretty easy with longsword.
Oh,
okay.
okay. Yeah, here we go.
That's
I
about
knew
it.
he was gonna say that.
Dude,
Great
he's got a
longsword.
solution, man. Longsword solution for everything.
Can you parry the bind attack that it does?
like this
No.
petrify?
Oh, I doubt it.
Yeah.
No.
Can't parry
I
that.
bet
so,
playing
dude.
with you, Augie, would be
Katie.
like playing with Katie. Half the time I'm playing with Katie and she uses a longsword, she makes sure to stand right in front of me, parry something, and then look me dead in the eyes. I'm like, I can't. Okay. She just parries everything, by the way. It's like, oh, spider, I got it. Don't worry. It's like unbelievable.
That's funny.
We get it. Because I can't parry anything. That's a joke. Not even a normal ass skeleton.
Yeah, I have fun watching Katie. She's great with it too.
Yeah, she's very good.
100%.
Yeah, I consider Augie and Katie the king and queen of long sorting for sure.
The longsword.
They're the best. They are. I mean,
We gotta get the 1v1.
there could be some like
Oh,
That's
you
new,
know,
innit?
there could be some player out there that doesn't create content that is like a a dark horse god tier
I'm sure-
longswordsman. I'm
dude.
sure they have to
Yeah.
exist.
I'm sure.
But like
yeah.
the people in the public eye, yeah, Katie and Augie are gods. Yeah. All right, more questions. CEO of Nexon has an interesting question. What do you think is still missing from the game beyond what the devs are working on or talked about already? Why do you want to know that, CEO of Nexon?
Question, CEO of Nexon.
What do you think is still missing from the game? I don't know. What do you guys think? For me,
Silver
I would
slider
say
every
long form progression systems. That like
Yeah,
are really
no,
meaty
100%.
that give you the ability to fulfill specific fantasies of the class you're playing, and to
like
specifically build out certain features that you enjoy playing the most. Like stuff like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
is better for the game.
You've mentioned it before with like past level 20. You want to see some stuff happen, right? And they did, I think, bring up quickly. They have a new guy looking at all the skills and perks. Did I hear that? So that's kind of interesting because I feel like my thing I would love to see more of is some changes to skills and perks across every class. Like just mix it up a little bit here and there more. Because we had like that one update was like an about perks. I think fighter had like a nerf to adrenaline rush or something, and that was it. I was like, oh, it didn't feel like we changed skills and perks around a lot in a long time, and like that's when maybe this training comes in. Hopefully, we get to expand on that, like you said. That'd be very nice.
Yeah. Honestly, I think that's something that the devs could do to prolong the current lifespan of the game to keep people retained and in the dungeons, is just have someone tweak perks and skills just even slightly every other hotfix. Like, just pick a couple from every class and change the way they operate a little bit. Make Victory Strike like, okay, for this hotfix this month, Victory Strike is going to do twice the amount of damage, give twice the amount of health, and have you know, the cooldown cut in half. Let's just see how it plays. Maybe everyone will want to play a Victory Strike fighter. Maybe no one will touch it. Maybe only a few diehard fighters will try it out and realize that it's actually amazing and a new meta will form. You never know, but this is like important shit to test, I think. And all the perks and skills are already in the game. They're baked in. They're playable right now. So is it that difficult to go in and just tweak some numbers just to see how people react to it? And I'm talking mostly about stuff that is really underutilized, spells, perks, and abilities that are just never used. Like, if you want people to not get burnt out, take 80% of the skills in the game, and 80% of them are not used ever, and fuck around with them. Shake it up.
Yeah.
Just tweak some numbers a little bit here and there. That you will retain players on a more consistent basis, I think.
Yeah, that was one of the things I was worried about them focusing so hard on content. They have a lot of actually unused content in this game right now. You know what I mean? We have a 3-floor system, but you don't have crypts collapsing, so crypts is a ghost town. You know what I mean? And you have all different abilities and all these different, skills and passives that just get completely brushed over. And if they keep adding new shit, the stuff gets left behind. It happens with weapons already. Hatchets, what's hatchet? Spear's not used outside of Ranger for anyone, stuff like that. Just stat to stat, even a lot of the weapons, the difference between the weapons when you look at the stats, it's like, why are some of these so bad? You know what I mean? There's a lot of that, and I was worried about them pushing content, and people have been asking me, you excited for the content? I mean, yeah, because it's going to be cool. It's new, and they put a lot of effort in, but, like, I want them to put the work into what they already have still. You know what I mean? So I'd like to see them do exactly what you said. Make some small tweaks to a lot of the stuff that's been completely glossed over for months.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, even when we had half the perks, like half of those perks had like a sub 1% pick rate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just, I mean, now's the time to experiment and test and fuck around. Maybe they need to hire more people to have the bandwidth to do those sort of experimentations, but is it worth it? I think so. I don't know. That's just me. All right, more questions. I feel like I'm talking too much. More people talk. We got 5 people here. I'm fucking bogarting the mic like a madman.
Off, dude.
I know.
Oh
I shouldn't have had a
God.
coffee before the podcast. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, I got one from
I
chat
should've.
earlier when I was streaming, and this kind of plays on into the what's it called? The sorcerer class. So they're more like magic damage class. This might be a question that's maybe not best suited for tonight, but I kind of want to ask it anyways.
Sure.
Go
But
for it.
what do you think about giving wizard like a blink in terms of spell utility, or like in general more movement abilities overall? Is that too much right now? Is movement already too strong in the game, or I think this game has like room for, I don't know, blinks and dashes?
I don't know about dashes for like melee's sake, but blink. Maybe that's a wizard bias.
I mean, there's
I
there's a
think-
lot of discrepancy in movement right now. So
Yeah. I think blink is like, you could argue it's almost necessary, but wizard's one of the class where it's just always so good. Yeah.
How about illusion
know.
spells? Is that something that would fit in the game? Is there room for that kind of, I guess, mechanic?
It would be hilarious. But like, I mean, what do you mean? You got to be a little bit more
Yeah,
specific. Like,
throw-
you can
throw
make like
some
a fake
examples at
door.
us.
So like you're a wizard, you cast a spell, you split into 3 wizards, they all run in different directions, kind of thing.
Maybe.
I already like that idea. Fuck it. I want to see someone be able to spawn a fake portal and trick people. That'd be
That
dope.
would be fun.
That would be
That's a
pretty
good
That
one.
would be
funny.
fun.
Fake portal is a good idea. I like that a lot.
Yeah, or maybe you could like fake close the door and you just like walk right
What-
through it.
Does it actually
Yeah.
send them somewhere? Like, does it send them like right straight to hell, like right down to Inferno?
No,
Like, haha,
God.
you're fighting a
funny.
nightmare
No,
accident
it's
now.
just a little stone. So when they finish it, they just take some damage, maybe.
Yeah.
Falls over on him.
Man.
Yeah, fake mob or Jaeger bombastic said Mirage, which I'm assuming they're referring to Mirage from Apex, where you hit the hotkey and like a illusion of yourself keeps running forward. Like, I think that shit's cool.
You know what I've always wanted in a game with like illusion stuff is where you put up like a magic wall and it looks like everything passes unchanged. Like if there's a door, it looks closed, you know? If it's if it's just like a hallway, they can't see you through it, you know, type of stuff.
Ooh, I like
don't know.
that.
That must be
Yeah.
like hard to do or something. I've never seen a game do that.
You don't close every chest after you loot it.
No,
That's something you do.
no, I'll work that one back in.
Dude, actually,
Hallucinatory
there.
terrain. So I was trying to think of the D&D spell
Oh,
that is similar to that, but that's what it would be. Sorry, go ahead.
That is nice.
Do you think there should be more in-depth traps? Kind of like what Wilson was saying with closing a chest. If you could like somehow, I don't know,
Rig the trap,
like
or
rig the
chest.
chest, yeah, like through magic or something.
I mean, that's like a big thing in D&D, right? Rig chests and trap chests or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, sure, you can. It depends on the campaign, but I mean, this is the exact kind of shit that would make subclassing in the game fun. Like if there is a subclass for the rogue, Arcane Trickster, that allows you to put a magical trap on a chest or something like that, so that when someone tries to open it, I don't know, like a lightning strike hits it or something like that. That kind of shit's cool. I would love to play an Arcane Trickster rogue that allows me to booby trap a chest, like a fucking lion head chest or something like that.
Did you do it to like doorways and
Sure,
everything you can interact with?
yeah. Maybe you only get a
Yeah.
certain few charges, but yeah, if
Yeah.
you could like trap a door with like a spell or something like that as an Arcane Trickster
We
rogue.
should just rework caltrops into that. Just
Yeah.
nobody uses that shit.
Oh
have-
yeah.
They have those trap disarming kits. Like, come on.
Well,
They're already in the
maybe
game.
that's what
True.
maybe that's what subclassing does. Maybe instead of just giving you a pile of new skills and perks, what if you choose to go down a certain subclass route, it changes the current spells and skills you have access to. So,
It's
like
kinda
you said,
Ashes, right?
yeah. So with caltrops,
Yeah.
let's say you go down the Arcane Trickster tree, and now caltrops is a trap that you can set instead, or something like that. That kind of show would be cool. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Throwable smoke pot, as dumb as it is, or poison smoke pot, you know.
Poison smoke pot's cool.
Oh, poison
yeah,
smoke pot.
that'd be great. I like that.
Yeah, I like that kind of stuff. I think they need more of those kinds of like not necessarily goofy combat mechanics, but I mean right now, I'm not gonna lie, most of my interactions with players are just like left click and aim at the head. There's not too
Yeah.
much to combat. But I wish there's like
W
more
key.
kind of wacky stuff. Yeah, W key. Maybe like you're gonna right click throw a Franny or something. I don't know.
There just
It's-
needs to
it's-
be more weapons with skill expression like longsword. That's what it comes down to, I think.
Yeah. I agree.
Without
But
turning into
not
Mordhau.
Too much. Yeah, you like
Right.
you want a nice balance.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
want to turn into Mordhau, right? Where the skill gap would just go insane and there'd be like 10 people left. Like 10 Highlander motherfuckers that just try to kill each other over and over again. Like that's what the
You know, I-
yeah.
I feel like
Hold
what's
on, hold
gonna
on.
happen-
I gotta derail this podcast for a second.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen Highlander recently?
Like the original movie from the
No.
80s.
Yes.
I
Yes.
watched it a couple years ago.
Sean Connery, a Scottish man, plays a Spaniard
Yeah.
and talks like a Scottish man.
Yes.
And you're just like, fine, this is what's happening the entire movie. Great
The
movie.
world's okay with that? We've been okay with
Dude,
it this
it-
whole time?
80s
Right.
was a different time. All right.
Oh yeah, some of
Anyway.
the just like the dialogue in that movie, you're just like, wow, this is a different era. Like, holy shit.
Yeah. No, it's great. It's a great time. It's a good movie. You should watch it if you haven't seen it. But Just have to point that out. He's like, yes, I'm from Madrid. I forget his name's like, he's like, I'm Diego Cortez. Yeah, it's just like, full on Scottish man. Like, what are we doing here?
It is actually ridiculous. It's great. He's the best part of the movie. But yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
That's hilarious. No one knows what
My
the fuck
chat-
we were talking about anymore because of you, Donnie.
I
Also,
was
we were
just
talking
gonna
about
say
roles.
Mordell-like situation. I was just gonna
Yeah.
say, I
Yes.
think if that was gonna happen, there would be a lot more long swords. Maybe I'm
Mhm.
crazy to think that, but I think if
Mhm.
it was gonna happen, it would be. But I think if you like loaded the game with that, it would force it. You know what I mean? But if you had like a couple more, I don't think it'd be that bad.
What if there was just maybe not just weapons like longsword that have like a parry riposte set within it, but what if there was just combos of items that would give you something new? Like instead of the rapier suddenly getting a right click that allows you to parry, what if it has a parry riposte feature only if you equip the buckler with it as well, or something like that? So like if you want to unlock a cool feature, you got to have this and this thing on, or something like that.
Not bad.
Mm.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Like
I mean, honestly, I want to see a dual wield rework. Period. I don't like the right click, left click, right click. I want left click to do a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 combo. I want them to have animations based on the weapons you have equipped. Maybe spoiled from playing Elden Ring and power stands back in Dark Souls 2, but that would add a lot. That would add a lot. And I want them to tie it to Ranger and add a Drow skin for a specific reason based on a certain Dungeons and Dragons campaign set with a certain Drow Ranger, but a little biased in that regard.
Drist.
No, I hear you. I mean, yeah, some semblance of a rework could be fine, but imagine like arming sword with the Castellan dagger, and instead of hitting right click to swing the Castellan dagger, what if comboing those two weapons together turns your right click into a parry riposte with the dagger, where you can follow up with an arming sword strike or something like that. That kind of shit is what I'm talking about. That would be so fucking cool. Like think weapon sets or skill sets on weapons in like Dark Souls or Elden Ring, right? Like certain things have certain things attached to them. They could do a similar thing. Like if you have X weapon and Y shield or offhand thing, then you can do this specific cool thing. But if you are missing anything in that equation, you can't pull it off. You gotta have these certain things. That would be sick. I don't know. I'd love that.
No, it actually
be
changes how you play the game.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Yeah, my
More depth.
difficulty with it is like I truthfully don't see how they if they even want to go near any of that stuff until like performance and server and
Right.
desync and like all the things Oggieson always talks about. It's like the longsword's really cool, but it has so many issues, and it's like, do they really want to open that can of worms on like 3 or 4 more weapons? So it scares me to like think we're gonna like to go down that path with some items, and then like it just be really difficult to use or just frustrating, or because it will be for a while, like until they actually have it perfect. So it's exciting, but it's like I just don't see them ever touching a lot of that stuff. And I know the Reddit's been like going off about like different ways to make combat exciting, but that's I feel like a pretty massive change with some of those mechanics to
Sure.
certain things. Yeah, but I don't want to be like a downer on this whole conversation because it's really exciting stuff. I just like when I hear them talk about changes, it's always like, how do we quickly implement this and have it be functional? And a lot of those things, it's like, can they even do that in any time frame in the next like year on some of those things? I just don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
now
it's
that they
tough.
have some money and like the case is going their way, there is a part of me that hopes and wishes they would like keep coming with the hot fixes and like the updates. That's sick. But I wish they wouldn't feel so inclined to rush things. Like there's some doomsday coming toward them and they have to fucking hurry the hell up before doomsday does arrive. Like, hey, you guys have like a few $1,000,000 now. You have a new office. Like you're probably going to win this case. You're hiring new people. Like it's okay to like be in a hurry. I get it. You're trying to like build a product. You want people to buy it, and you're trying to get some clout in this industry as a new kid on the block with your new studio. But you got some runway now. Like don't push this plane to the max and try to take off too soon here. Like, use the runway. Like, slow down a little bit.
Yeah, when I heard them say they needed, or like they're gonna try for 2 days, I'm like, no, bro, just give it another week.
Yeah.
Why? I
Yeah.
don't want to hear you say we're gonna try for 2 days out. Personally,
Yeah, because and they even said like they're gonna be working through the night and shit, and like they're gonna be like really like dumping a lot of like time and effort into this. Like, you guys don't actually have to do that anymore. Like, you can like, I understand that indie game developers are always gonna sort of have that like backbreaking mindset and like long hours kind of a thing, but it's not really that necessary. I don't think they have to do that anymore. But at the same time, selfishly, I want fucking hot fixes. I want content patches. I just hope they don't feel like they have to sleep less and try to push this thing out when they don't need to anymore.
I mean, them prefacing by saying it was gonna be kind of scuffed, if you will.
Yep. He sounds scared. Like
I
he's
think
like,
as long as they say that, we can maybe understand. But yeah, I don't think they have to.
I think their effort that they're putting in is because they're vested in their game. I don't think it's that they're worried about putting things out. I think it's just when you got passion for something, you go through a lot of pain for that passion 9 times out of 10.
That's
right?
a good point.
That's
Yeah.
all they're doing.
Yeah,
They're grinding
that's
it
true.
because they're into it.
What are you gonna do when your boss has a brown belt too? Like, what's gonna be like? No, we got to delay this. Be like, all right,
bring out the mask.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Bring out the
Settle
mask.
this. We're not nerfing barbarian.
Yeah. True.
Right.
True.
No, you're definitely right though. It is very much, you could see since the beginning, based on all the communication, it is definitely a lot of passion-driven decisions.
Oh yeah, big time. Because of that passion, they're making some pretty standard, like, small team indie dev mistakes that I've seen personally, seen studios and indie devs make over the years, especially when whenever a developer or team will open themselves up to community feedback, and they start paying attention to that feedback just a little bit too much, and then they start getting nervous about the community turning on them because they've opened themselves up a little bit too much to the community, and now they're in bed together more so than just, here's a product and we're developing this thing in a silo, and when there's an update, here's an update, and there's no communication otherwise. When you do take the route they've taken, you get the mistakes that we've seen along the way. Hot fixes and patches pushed out half-baked or too early, pushing something out and then immediately canceling it and reverting the change because people get pissed off in the Discord general chat. Like, that kind of stuff is not good. Like, it's all it does is waste your time. It burns money and it wastes time, and it pushes you back farther on your plan. That's all it does. But at the same time, there's a sweet spot where you have to, like, at least put one foot in bed with the community, especially if you are not an established studio and you're trying to make money and garner some semblance of a reputation as a new dev on the block. So I don't know, I feel bad for Iron Mace in a way. Like, they have like a very difficult dance that they have to be thrust into right now. So I'm fucking rambling. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Sorry. Anyway, let's get some more questions.
I do get the rush because it does feel like we're to do something. I feel like I'm just like waiting, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
In this current state of the game.
True.
Waiting for
Gotta
something.
get your skill cape. Gotta get your skill cape. Demigod
Skill
reward.
cape.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Also
actually
okay.
one drawback of being a big fan of an early access product. Like, honestly, I'm jealous of the people who are going to fall in love with this game and be addicted to it a year from now that don't even know it exists yet. They get to experience Dark and Darker for the first time as a dad virgin. Wow, that sounds weird. When the game is feature complete and there's a bunch of maps and all the classes are out and they get to experience for the first time and everything runs smoothly and properly. Damn those lucky fucks. Because all of us here, I mean, we went through that dark period where there was no game and we thought Iron Mace was going to fucking fall apart. And we were still hanging out. That's how good the game is, right? So, I don't know. It sucks that we do have to be in the long slog of a wait that is the cooking, the baking process of early access, right? So we're going to be seeing this long slog of a marathon take place over the next couple of years, We're a year plus in already, and already we're like, damn, we're kind of fatigued. Like, we're going to need to see some shit. That's the curse of EA. That's the curse of playing with a toy that's really fucking awesome, but it's not done yet. Anyway.
Yeah. And Terrence, he came by my stream the other day and we were talking like in the context of the game's systems and content. And he said the game right now, or I guess it was like a week and a half ago, it was at roughly 20% completion to version 1.0.
Currently, right now, 20%.
Wow.
Yep, 20% to the first version of the game. And SDF has said it numerous times. They have a 10-year plan.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure how laid out that is or how, I guess, accurate in the sense, but it seems like they have a lot of, like, an insane amount of ideas they want to incorporate, and we're just, like, seeing not even the surface. We're seeing,
That's
like, 10 feet away.
Well, you said
a lot more
20% of the
Druid forms.
game, but does that include the upcoming patch? Or is that 20% of the game as of, like, a week ago before they... well, I guess they talked about the ice caves a week ago. Is it 20% currently?
Then.
Right. Is it 20% of the game right now, or 20% of the game if the ice cave was out?
I imagine it was 20% currently.
You're
But
breaking up.
then
a little
again,
bit for
this
some
was
reason.
20% currently.
Okay.
But this was to their version 1.0, which I imagine that is like, I don't know. I don't want to say it because I guess really early, but I imagine that's still something that's ready for Steam. I'm guessing from the phrasing of it.
Is Arena going to be like 20% of that? Like, is it going to be, if they do Arena, is that another 20% worth of content? Or is it going to be two separate things? Because Arena could be like a whole, in my mind, it could almost be a whole separate situation altogether. But
That's
maybe
true.
they're including this whole Arena work they're doing as part of like 1.0, I guess, right?
Yeah. I don't know actually, because if it's 20% by just like purely time, then I mean they have another 4 years. But if it's like just like raw content, which I guess it's hard to, I don't know, really put a number value to, then yeah, the arena itself could be maybe that's like the 80%.
50%.
Yeah.
All right.
10-year plan sounds great. I put too many years. I put 8-9 years in the league. I can put 10 years into this game.
Certainly.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. All right, let's get one more good question. We're almost at 2 hours suddenly. Time kind of flew by here. Let's get one more good one. What we got?
I could be able to. I want you to pick one from chat, but I wanted to talk at one point about whether you guys thought they're gonna do any more tournaments going forward, like within Dark and Darker and Iron Mace. I think some people are aware of like Soapy's tournament, and it was, in my opinion, a blast. One that watched or participated. So I feel like there's a big room like for tournaments too that maybe we'll discuss for just a moment. But I'm just curious because I think Iron Mace was aware of the tournament and even promoted it maybe a little.
Mm-hmm.
And it had me like, I mean, it was like $1,000 tournament, and as a community of people making content, it seemed like a very, very positive thing for Dark and Darker. I know eventually he wants to maybe expand it to more people. So I was just curious what your guys' thoughts are on them actually hosting maybe another official tournament, or will you think it'd be more like community-led stuff like the one we had last weekend?
Hell yeah to both. I mean, fuck yeah.
I think they'll respond to communities doing it because there used to be two or three tournaments, in the playtest that would go on, and then I think that got them to host their own tournament, the rest of XP. But there hasn't really been shit since, so I think if do it again, maybe they'll probably do it.
Honestly, let the community run with it. Like, especially if you're a very small studio and you don't have the bandwidth to like be dealing with that kind of shit, just have creators and community members and players do it. It works. It's fun.
Forgot about that one tournament.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Totally forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, tournament stuff's fun. I do a small longsword one with our community now and then, every couple months.
Yeah.
We'll queue up, we'll grab threes, everyone grabs a gray longsword, gray plate. No shield mastery perk, so you can repost off other reposts. And we'll do, best of one, single elimination up to quarters, then best of 3, and then best of 5 for the finals. And you just go in, we just group up and you grab them, we go in, clear the PvE, fight it, and leave. you know, and
It's cool.
It's
a
funny
lot
to
of fun.
watch. Yeah, it's
Just
pretty
small
hilarious.
stuff is a lot of fun.
Do you think they ever do
So-
private servers just for tournaments going forward? Like,
It'd be
I think
amazing.
far in the future we
Yeah,
might see
good.
some shit like that potentially.
They used to have them, so why not bring them back?
really?
One
Oh,
Peg
yeah.
was right about the official tournament, the Madrinas one. Half of us couldn't even qualify because we were at TwitchCon. That's a good
Yeah.
point.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
why so many people forgot about it, at least in the content creation community, because they picked the worst weekend. But they probably just didn't think about it, right?
They even adjusted it, or said they adjusted it so you guys could be included, but it still didn't.
Yeah, it was
adjust
too
it
late.
enough. I remember
Yeah.
I had a
They
laugh
adjusted
because
it to the exact days of TwitchCon.
yeah, I'm not a partnered, you
Yeah.
know, fancy boy, but I got to kind of laugh out of it because maybe I'm not part of it, but I remember watching Jay's reaction to that, and he's just like, "What the fuck?" Like it's exactly the days we're going.
I couldn't believe. Hey guys, content creator, streamer, or content creator tournament during a content creator con. It's like, come on, man.
It's pretty hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah. That does suck. Oh, well.
You gotta imagine
Next
someone
time.
at Madrinas was like, "Hey, man, like, like that had to have gone through them, right?"
I mean, if it was
Nah,
sponsored
it
by
was-
them, I mean, they probably had a minimal amount of input if it was some sort of
Yeah.
overall marketing campaign, yeah, but probably not that much input.
It was just that org or whatever that hosted it.
But yeah, I mean, like
Yeah.
to your point about Soapy, I think what he did was awesome. I know, like I watched Repose's like 4-hour video of how he won.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, I was like working
It's a
today. I
long
just had it
time.
on my other monitor, and I was just watching it as I worked. And Repose at the end in the interview was like, "I've been burnt the fuck out. I've been bored, and this reinvigorated me. Like this made me have fun again with Dark and Darker." That's fucking awesome. Like that kind of shit is fantastic. That's why I made Survivor games with my buddies back in the day, like Battle Royale DayZ, because we had played the fuck out of the mod and we wanted something else. We wanted more. And Soapy wanted more, and he made something more. I think that's fucking dope.
Like even as someone like not as good as Repose in that tournament, those 4 hours when it started, the lobbies were completely different. Like the whole game, because so many people were trying to do that challenge and just kill everybody. And it was like 4 hours of some of the best time I've had on Dark and Darker in a long time. So it
Yeah,
was really neat how
shit
it
like that's
shifted everything
awesome.
so quickly. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I love that kind of. I mean, Soapy, here in chat, I just hit you up in Jay's chat. I mean, we'll have you on next week. We can talk about it and like cool stuff that can go down with the power of the community, and talk about Dad Esports and your channel or whatever the fuck. So yeah, I'll accept that friend request. We'll get you on next Tuesday. It'll be cool. Repose wins because he'll never know love a true gamer. Oh, that's so fucking funny.
Poor guy.
Repose won because Dowsy died getting distracted by his girlfriend. I did hear about that. That's pretty fucking funny. Poor Repose. Poor Ritos.
Girlfriend. It's his fault.
Indeed. Do we need a final question? What do you guys think? I mean, we kind of didn't have a final question.
Yeah. Sorry, chat. I kind of took over.
No, it was good. It was a good subject to broach.
All right, I'll throw in the last one. What do
All
you
right.
think about them talking about not removing inspecting or the pregame lobby?
Not removing it?
That's what they said, right?
Fine.
So-
Yeah.
Yeah, they want to keep it.
I
in.
like
Or-
pregame lobby. Y'all not?
Yeah. No, just the inspecting in the pregame lobby. That's what
You
the
know,
people are referring to.
The thing right now is people will scout you, so they load in on like an alt. They hop through the lobbies until they find geared people, and then they queue into them.
Ah.
So if there was, say, like in the pregame lobby, everyone was default kids,
They back
stuff
up.
like that wouldn't happen.
Oh, and they're able to queue into that specific lobby.
Yeah, game's pretty dead.
Yeah, it's like witch hunting. You're just trying to
Yeah.
find the best geared players to kill.
You're waiting a 3-minute
Mm.
high roller queue like 90% of the time.
I don't know. I still think
I didn't
that there should be like the space boxes like back in the day where you can like see people in the distance that are going to be in the dungeon
back
with
the
you,
space whales.
but you can't fucking look at their shit. You just see who's going to be in there with you. And then keep the 30 seconds of inspection whenever you die in HR. I think that's great. Give us a little bit of time to see what Biss fucking killed us. and then kick us out of the dungeon. I think that's totally fine.
I do agree it's a player pop problem though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's not. It's only just because it's so like condensed, right? Because they're concentrated now. But
I mean, they
Yeah.
could
When
they
you're
could put out a
insta-queuing,
temporary fix.
they could, yeah. But when you're
Right.
insta-queuing,
Yeah,
this
right.
was never an issue.
Mm.
Slight
Yeah, I
issue,
agree.
but not
You're
like
right.
to this degree, anyways.
It's also just like, I mean, I hate to say it, but it is like a streamer issue per se,
True.
right? Is what a lot of people always do, this whole streamer versus actual person that plays the game. But
Yeah, get fucked, Jay.
yeah, but
Yeah.
it was like when I think they tried to address it, but I don't know what, like Terrence kind of went off on a spiel about all the things they're trying to include to make it so you can't queue in with people, but he didn't really necessarily say he was trying to like stop stream snipings, but I think he was trying to get there in a way, you know. It was weird.
True.
I kind of lost track of what he was saying, but I think they're aware of it, so hopefully something changes.
It's annoying. It doesn't like truly get to me or anything, but I would say as a streamer, it's like, do you want your game to be streamed in like an unplayable state where
Right.
6 snipers per match? Do you want that like as
No.
your quote unquote marketing? That would just be my question.
It seems like they could
Yeah.
definitely, like we said, they should fix it. Even if it's a population thing that's going to fix itself. Temporary
Yeah.
fix. Remove it for now. When you get the pop, bring it back in.
Hmm.
It's all good. Right.
I wouldn't even mind like I don't know. This might be going too far, but like a lobby cooldown, matchmaking cooldown. You leave a lobby, you can't cool down for like 2 minutes. Do it again, 5 minutes. Do
I
another
think that would
10,
make
10
it
minutes.
more snipeable, to be honest.
Just bring
Really?
down player pop
And
even
now
more.
it gives you a range. It's like, I know they can't queue for 2 minutes. How long are they going to wait?
Oh, yeah.
Where it's like, oh, fuck, you got out of the game. They can queue right now. They can queue in 5 minutes, you know.
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't snipe, so I don't know the thing.
Yeah,
I mean, the only sniping I
Good cover,
get is,
good cover.
yeah, the only sniping I get is people wanting to fight with the long sword.
Right. Right.
They come in and say hi and be like, "Oh, this is amazing! It's so cool! Fight me!"
I love those. I love those moments in your videos. It's fucking hilarious.
Oggy loves being sniped, dude.
It's-
Guys,
it's
snipe
great.
Oggy.
Man.
All right, he's a fan.
It's so funny.
Okay?
I might sometimes snipe Ryan, but
Everyone snipes
we
around.
don't really
Yeah.
talk about it.
That's what he gets for being that blue bob.
Yeah. And
Big
he's
ol'
like a
blue
friendly
ball.
bard too. It's like, how do you not snipe the friendly bard?
Yeah, I try everything in my power to get him frustrated, and it's just impossible.
Is that true, Ryan? Untiltable.
Oh no, very easily tiltable. I'm telling you guys. I just I just
Yeah.
always tilted.
He loses like his best run in the tournament. It's just like, damn, that sucks. And then he carries on with all this joyous talk. I'm just like, okay.
What you
he's
don't
the
know
blue
is his,
Hulk.
like his mute mic button is like his left click because he just mashes it all
Right.
day in between every
just
word he says on stream.
Screaming.
It's like,
Yeah.
fuck. Oh my god, what a shame. Fuck. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Gents, thanks so much for for joining us tonight. This was a good one. I knew it would be. I had faith. There's a part of me that's like, man, I wish we would have waited a couple days because it would have been really exciting to talk about the new patch after experiencing it for a day. But at the same
It's
time,
a gamble. I ain't taking that gamble.
exactly.
For
That
real.
shit could be another week.
Yeah.
We didn't have an episode last week because I was busy. So it's like, you know what? Fuck it. It's fun to toss around some conjecture and, dream of what is to come. So it's fun. Mr. Oggieson, where can people find you on the internet machine, sir?
Just Oggieson, YouTube and Twitch.
And that's S-O-N, not S-A-N.
That's S-O-N. Yeah, it's not a play on Japanese word. It's a tribute to my late cousin. So
There you go.
Oggieson.
Oggie's son. Mr. Wilson.
Wilson's Game on YouTube and Wilsons_game on Twitch. You can find me in the user list in Ryan's chat sometimes when he's queuing into high roller games. Yeah.
And when you're not in there, you're in a freezing trailer in your front yard. Or you used to be. I
Exactly.
guess you're out of there now. Yeah, never mind. Bad joke.
Spring weather. I'm waiting for it. I can't wait.
There you go. Nice. Blue Hulk.
Blue Hulk,
Blue Hulk.
YouTube and Twitch, and also pay attention to your pay-per-view ads. Wilson and I are setting up a chess boxing 1v1, so I want everyone to be there. It's a throwdown. Get hype.
Chess
In the
boxing.
snow.
Can
In the
I get in or
snow.
what?
In the
Oh, yeah,
snow.
dude.
Ice map.
Wow. Okay.
You'll take the
I'd watch
victor.
that. I'd watch that.
Perfect.
I like that. Donicus, where can people find you when you actually make content?
Donnie, YouTube and Twitch. Hey, well, I've been streaming some of my
you have. You've been
my
streaming.
runs on the road.
You've
It's
been
been fun.
streaming. You've been doing good.
But yeah, check it out. We do that, and then we do RP stuff. So
Beautiful.
enjoy.
Beautiful. Mr. Griffia. J fuck you.
Nope, not accurate. I'm Jay Griffey on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. There we go.
There you go. Nice, dude. J fuck you. J sucks you.
No,
No?
that's even worse. Nope.
J sucks.
We let that joke die, and then now we just brought it back. Huh?
I just
Yeah, please just
remembered my
leave it in the
favorite
ground.
OnlyFans
What's wrong
account.
with you?
J fucks you. I like it. J claps you. How
All
about that?
right.
Because then you could be a really good gamer and just be good at, clapping cheeks too. So you could be good at, laying pipe and good at clicking heads. J claps you. You could be both. You could do both.
Never plumbed anything in my life.
Well, that's a shame. Well, that's disappointing.
Jay's more of a power bottom, dude. It's cool.
All right, let's
okay.
Thanks,
Get
guys, for
moving on
watching
this.
Yeah.
episode.
I am
Go ahead and
at
edit that out.
at Soma on Twitch and Instagram and
Christ's
Twitter and all that crap. Obviously on Twitch. At _Soma on YouTube. That's where you can watch this podcast and our weekly sessions of Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. We just had a session
Nerd.
last night. Yeah, dude, definitely nerdy. Episode 9 went up last night, or yesterday rather. Or actually this morning we played last night, sorry. And my paladin, level 5 paladin, 9 sessions in, so it's like 3 months in of playing. He fucking died. I was in the sewers. I was fighting these like crocodile lizard men dudes, and the other 4 people in the party were able to escape. And my human paladin guy in his armor with his sword and his shield was left behind, and he tried to fight his way out. And he dodged a bunch of attacks and blocked a bunch of sword swings and bites and claws.
Nerd.
And it was badass as fuck and cinematic. And he looked like he was going to survive against all odds, like 1v12. Then he goes to jump over some water to run out of the sewer to follow his crew out. And as he's jumping over the water, a fucking crocodile dude jumps up, grabs my paladin in midair, pulls me into the water, and I eventually get torn to shreds and eaten alive. Not eaten alive. I get killed by a javelin first. So they ate my dead body. But then my paladin...
Javelin wielding crocodiles.
The last image of me was
Wow.
of my body being split in half as the lizard men ate my entrails and my flesh in a pool of shit water. It was great. It was awesome.
Not a
Yeah.
very heroic death, huh?
Yeah.
Jeez.
But all the
It's a lag.
shit that happened before
Oh,
that,
seven.
wow, it was pretty key. But anyway, it's super fun. And yes, I spoiled the end of the last video, but it's okay. It was still badass.
So that whole story, just picture like me doing that to Ryan, kind of thing,
I don't
Easy
See
know.
their
those
poster.
I don't know
In
why
the
I
shit
just
water.
told you guys all that.
I got a crocodile pit.
The commercial.
Like all
hype
good
video.
Canadians.
That's hilarious. And yes, the other 4 players did just watch and leave me to die. There was nothing they could do. So they waved at my paladin as he got his ass eaten.
No, that's fucked up.
Anyway, and not in a good way. Anyway, this was fun. This was great. Obviously, we'll have you guys on again. You guys are always amazing guests. And you guys need your solo episodes back as well, right? So we got to figure out times to bring you guys back in one at a time. But the roundtable discussions are always fucking fun. I'm looking forward to the next one in a few weeks. But I think next week we should get seriously Soapy on. I think that'd be an awesome conversation. And then something we haven't done in a long fucking time. Not next Tuesday, but the Tuesday after for episode 50. It's just going to be a full-on Q&A episode with just Jay, Donnie, and myself. Maybe bust out a
And
couple
whiskey.
beers. Yep. Bust out a bottle of wine. Maybe smoke a joint. Get a little
Cheers.
loose and silly. Maybe we don't even fucking talk about Dark and Darker. Maybe we just hang the fuck out for a couple of hours.
We
It'll be
talking
great.
champagne and beers, boys?
Fuck yeah. Some high life, motherfucker. Hell yeah. See? Anyway, have a great rest of your week. Enjoy the patch when it drops. Hopefully, rather in the next couple of days. I I am hopeful that it will come in the next 48 hours, but who knows? We'll see. Maybe next week when we talk to Soapy, we'll be hopeful that the EA patch is still coming. We'll see.
Cool.
Anyway,
All right.
have a good night, everybody. Jay,
GG's.
hit us with it. You know what to do.
No, you got it.
Come on, together. On the count of 3 together.
No.
You want to do it together? Come on.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Good.
Adios.
Fuck you.